Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 4 of the Good Talk podcast with your hosts, me, TJ.
Zergy.
Das Riker.
DOS? Did you say DOS?
Das Riker, man. Das Riker.
Like
Das Boot.
like MS DOS?
Nah, like Das Riker.
Like DDoS?
DOS. DAS or DOS?
Yes, I'm guessing.
DAS? DAS Riker?
Das Riker.
DAS. Is that German?
I was just gonna say, it sounds like a German proverb or some shit. Das
No, I think that's VAS.
Was.
VAS. VAS. I think that means,
See.
does that mean, I think that means where or when in German. Work with the guy that speaks German.
So I put VAS in Google and I get
In Google.
vasectomy.
Oh.
So,
Well,
next topic.
yeah, let's not talk about that, please. But yeah, all right. I have an icebreaker question. You guys ready?
Asperger's, yes.
No, it's not about Asperger's. But speaking, no, we can go into Asperger's here for a second.
Okay.
I asked my friends at work if they knew what Asperger's was.
You
They
don't have
go-
any friends at work.
Wow. Wow.
Credibility destroyed.
Oh man.
I asked the tomatoes at work and they said,
I asked the Roma Tomatoes. What's up, man? How you been? You been chilling?
Anyways, so you
When do we get
asked
more in?
Raoul and
We get more in
Oscar.
tomato.
okay.
All right. So,
Weren't you gonna
so-
say something, Lemon? All right, icebreaker question.
I regret the tomato fucking joke.
Which all right. Which came first, the chicken or the egg, and why?
Is that? I'm gonna fucking murder you, TJ.
Why?
dude.
Why?
What the fuck is that even? What?
Oh, we can't argue either way because there's
No,
no proof.
it's
between
no,
either
it's.
one.
I'm just asking. I mean, well, okay, a top half mermaid doesn't exist either, but we still did that as a question.
Wait, we did.
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah, what is your opinion on which came first? Okay, for any animal,
I-
was it
I-
its
I-
embryo?
I got this. I got
Okay,
this.
okay,
I got
okay.
this, I
Alright, you got this?
It's
Alright,
the
alright,
chicken.
Okay,
The
Why?
chicken, yeah.
It's the chicken because the microbiological makeup of a chicken would make the chicken first. It wouldn't make an egg because the chicken has to
Yep.
lay egg to lay an egg.
If anything,
it's-
all birds evolved from dinosaurs.
no.
Dinosaurs.
And so, like, that chicken we're talking about could be, you know, those little dinosaurs in,
In Jurassic
was
Park?
it?
The
Jurassic
copies,
Park
the
2?
copies.
Yeah, the Jurassic Park 2, the ones that were just, like, jumping around, biting people.
Yeah, the copies.
They're,
think-
they're the same size as a chicken. So I'm saying, you know,
Think-
there are theories that dinosaurs evolved into birds, so the chicken's got to be that little thing, right? Right, and that would make the chicken come first, so that the chicken would lay eggs, because they were reptiles, so they were already laying eggs.
I think another thing to piggyback on that is the egg essentially is the earth, and you know, yes.
Damn, you read
the
that creepypasta too?
What? No, I have no acknowledgement of what you're talking about right now. But you know, like the same kind of cycle that would go on in, you know, production of a living creature inside of, you know, say a womb or whatever, you know,
Mhm.
would technically, you know, coincide with what's happening, you know, with evolution, you know, from Earth itself. So Earth can be the egg, and hypothetically, you know, and lay the chicken, and then the chicken lays eggs on, you know, forward and forward. The chicken is merely the vessel in which the next chicken is born, and
Mhm,
in that case,
mhm.
the Earth is the vessel in which the first chicken was born. So the chicken came first, in my opinion.
All right, cool.
What about you, TJ?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much stole the words right out of my mouth. I
So
think
you
actually,
chicken
I
first?
think it wasn't just one chicken. Obviously, it's many chickens.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
yeah, I think.
But I mean, like,
The form Chicken
Like,
first.
and it wouldn't make sense for any other animal unless they laid eggs for an egg to come first anyway. But it already doesn't make sense for an egg to come first. But I mean, you couldn't just have an embryo forming like in the dirt.
or
like, I
maybe you
mean-
could, and that's how it mutated
just
into
some-
a chicken.
Some uterus laying on the ground
No, I mean,
with a human inside of it. Like, what are you talking about, man?
what? No, I'm just talking about for chicken specifically.
Oh, well, you said earlier. You said any other animal.
I mean, I was generalizing. I
Ah,
was.
yes.
I wasn't saying for
Oh.
every specific animal, like an
Ah.
octopus. You know, they just saw a
Octopus.
tentacle from a jellyfish lying around, and it suddenly became an octopus. You know.
I don't even know what just happened in this conversation.
All right, so there's this theory, and I read it in a creepypasta, but apparently it's a real thing.
In
Okay,
what?
yeah, creepypasta is very credible. Yes, go on.
What?
Nah,
what is
dude,
creepypasta?
It's but
DJ would of course not know.
TJ hasn't heard of creepypasta, really?
DJ would of course not know what creepypasta is.
It sounds
No,
creepy.
no. But apparently it's an actual theory, and it's not. The creepypasta isn't really creepy. It's told from the perspective. It's two people having a conversation.
Uh huh. Go on.
And
Usually it takes two
basically-
people for a conversation.
I mean, whatever mental state you're in. I mean, that's.
I mean, we could talk about mental states.
I mean,
And we
yes,
should
we
talk
can.
about mental
That's quite a bit
hospitals.
to say.
Hospitals.
Yeah.
All right, but
we
go
can
on.
talk
Riker.
about ones that
It'll
involve us
happen.
personally.
It'll happen this podcast. Let's just get it flowing.
All
I'll pop
right.
in.
So, in this creepypasta, basically, some people might have already read it, but basically, he wakes up and he's just in this area, and it's basically all white. It's like a picture heaven, pretty much. Like
What?
Or like those people in
Like a
movies, like
void?
in their consciousness.
Yeah, like
where
a
it's all
void.
white.
Yeah.
Void? Okay.
Yeah, a
okay.
void. Okay.
Go on. It's like all
And-
echoey and
And-
reverby.
and-
Infinite
So-
contrast.
And he's just he starts asking, where am I? What happened? And then this other guy says, "You died." Right, and that's all he just says. You died, right?
I mean, I believe him.
And
Yeah.
anyway, we keep
Yeah.
going, and he's talking about it, and he's like, "My kids, oh my God, blah blah blah." He died, and he's sitting there, and he's talking. So wait, are you God? And he said, "Well, yeah, I guess." But so and he's like, "Well, am I going to heaven?" And he says, "No, I'm going to reincarnate you." And the guy goes, "Oh, so the Hindus were right." He says, "No, no one's right." Where does he go? Okay, basically, what the guy tells him is that everyone he's gonna reincarnate him as a Chinese woman in like the 1800s. He's gonna put him back in time too, and what he's saying is that basically everyone on the planet is him, right? And Earth is an egg, and they're all incarnations of him,
Hold up, of the guy who died or the guy who's God?
the guy who died.
Oh shit, that's
The
some
guy-
Shit.
The guy who died is everyone on the planet, just so that he has
Blew my
all the
fucking mind.
experiences, man. He gets all the
What?
experiences of everyone, and he's the god's son, right? And Earth is the egg that's developing him, so that he can have that mental state, so that whenever he's ready, he'll have all the experience and knowledge of everyone that has ever lived in that Earth at that time. And that's when he can become his own god and create his own planet and have his own son.
Oh,
Damn.
snap.
Some shit. That's some shit, man.
If you read the creepypasta, which I suggest you do, it makes a lot more sense then too.
I don't.
So
I
like
mean,
he was Hitler, and the millions Hitler killed.
hold on. Okay, so how would this work though if two people exist in the same exact time period and instance?
What do you
How
mean?
would
He's,
yeah.
he's all of them.
it? So time. All right. So we're pretty much saying, what I mean, it's not a theory, but time doesn't exist. We know that. I'm saying, like, are they, acknowledging that as a fact, as
It's
just-
been a
have you-
while
have-
since I read it.
all right, because like in Robin Williams, R.I.P., in his movie What Dreams May Come, uh, Cuba Gooding Jr. is kind of like he's not God, but he's kind of like his guide around heaven and his mind and what he wants heaven to be. And Robin Williams, I can't remember exactly how it goes, R.I.P. But he asks him, he's like, well, because he sees his kids and his daughter and his wife, and he's like, wait, did they die too? And he's like, no. Life here, time has no hold here. Life happens in an instant. So, like a lifetime can go by within the blink of an eye from his perspective. So I'm guessing that's kind of what that guy is too.
Well, yeah, and he, like he said, in what he's talking about is some guy from modern day, like now, he got hit by a car, right? And he died. So he went up there, and the god said that he was going to incarnate him as someone else in a different time. As a Chinese woman in the 1800s, right?
Yeah, but when he's the Chinese woman in 1800, he doesn't know that he is the son of this
No,
quote,
he doesn't.
god.
No, he
Because
doesn't
he forgets
know.
everything.
He does. And as he's in the void longer, he says this in the story too. He starts to remember, and he starts getting everyone's ideas and memories, right? So whenever he finally has enough experience, he's in that void, and all the experiences and memories and happy and sad and cruelty, it all comes to him, and he experiences it all.
Oh, I have a question. Okay, how they've pretty much explained like the whole death aspect. Like it's kind of like the last piece, on a conveyor belt falling off and then recycling back to the front. Him being the person, he falls off the end, that person dies, and he comes right back to the beginning. That explains death, but how does he explain life when somebody gives birth to somebody? Where does I don't understand that, because you said he reincarnated him as a middle-aged woman or whatever.
No, not a middle-aged woman. As a Chinese, a Chinese girl.
But you gave
He
an age,
starts
right?
over. No, I just said a Chinese woman in the 1800s.
All right.
So I'm guessing he's born in the 1800s, and he goes through that life.
Gotcha.
So every time someone is born, that's a new him.
All right.
Or her.
Or her. Or it.
Yeah. Why is he a guy in the void then?
Because he died as a guy, probably.
Yeah. Every time he dies, he's there as whoever he died as.
But
he's
he's
put back.
God's son. How did God get there? He's
his
the
dad.
son of. Okay.
Yeah, it goes on. It's a cycle.
All right. I mean, every cycle has to have a beginning, but this is a
I mean,
creepypasta to give
chicken and the egg.
I guess, yeah. But I mean, microbiology doesn't really fit in that world of the
Alright, well,
creepypasta. Yeah.
Maybe there was the God, right? Maybe there was a God, and God created life on Earth and wherever else, so that he could have a successor.
Yeah.
Perhaps whenever he was done.
Good segue. I like that segue. I thought it was just a random story, but it tied in and that was nice. All right.
Okay.
Topic.
Let's go for him.
Yeah.
TJ?
Yeah. Next topic.
I don't have one.
What do you mean you don't have one? You said you have
I don't.
six.
I don't have one yet. Come on, TJ.
I don't have one either.
I'm like, yeah.
Oh man.
How do you not have one?
I don't know. Nothing's really happened. It's been kind of boring.
Ebola.
Ebola's happened, yeah.
That's a
What else
thing.
happened?
That's a huge thing.
My teacher knows the nurse who got infected with it.
Like personally?
Yeah.
Does she visit her?
I wouldn't brag about that.
No, she hasn't seen her in 6 months, personally, in 6 months, way before the Ebola was a thing.
I don't know, man.
Ebola's been a thing for a long time.
Well, I mean, in America,
Yeah.
Ebola's a thing in America.
Have they ever explained how it went from Atlanta to, like, who was the carrier?
From Atlanta.
No,
to
no, no.
Texas?
That the guy who got here to Texas came from
Atlanta.
Liberia, wherever it started.
But yeah, oh yeah, that's right. That's
But-
right. That's
Yeah,
right.
he was actually black.
Oh,
he was
so-
actually an African.
So the Atlanta case, there's been no outbreak from that. It's just been from the Liberia.
yeah,
Okay,
no,
gotcha.
that white scientist got over it.
Gotcha.
He pulled a Gavin. He said, "No, I'm not gonna." do it."
Now they're trying to use his blood to cure the.
And I learned a pretty crazy fact about Ebola. The only
You believe that's your asshole?
the only country to overcome it was Nigeria. Ebola is not a thing in Nigeria.
What do you mean
Really?
it's not a thing? They can't catch it?
It's not a thing. They've contained it. They had it like 2 years ago, and they contained it.
What?
They've had no previous cases for like a couple of months, like no scares or anything. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, right? Because people, I mean, Africa is a continent. It's not
Uh-huh.
a country. So like there's Nigeria, there's West Africa, there's South Africa, there's all these
It broke out
regions. And in Nigeria, there was like 50 cases, and they contained it. So that's pretty crazy. I thought that nothing but really South Africa would be able to do that, but they've done it.
Yeah,
So-
since they're a third world country and everything.
Yeah, I wouldn't think just from principle that they would have the infrastructure to do that, but I mean they proved it, and I mean it's kind of funny because people are like, just ban all flights from Africa, do that, and I mean yeah, it is you need to take some precaution, but nobody in other countries are like ban flights from the U.S. I mean, like Nigeria is still accepting flights from the U.S., but we're not accepting flights from Nigeria or anywhere in Africa if we do that. But we're the ones with the outbreak. Nigeria doesn't have an outbreak. So
Wow.
I think that's kind of
Giddy.
yeah.
The,
But I mean,
The 4 suspected cases in Spain, they all tested
Yeah.
negative.
oh, they tested negative.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know. Since last month last month they had a 75% chance that it would reach Europe by the end of the year. Like
75%
by
chance?
January. Yeah, 75. It was a big percentage. So I mean that's good to hear that Spain got negative. That's good.
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't heard.
funny.
I heard that they had potential cases, but I didn't hear any closure on it.
So,
Apparently, Colombia is the only country to donate to the UN's Ebola Fund.
Damn.
so I just asked Cleverbot who it was, and it says yes. And I said Mark Wahlberg. It said Mark Wahlberg is not a painter. I asked it if it was a painter. It said no, I'm Dean Winchester. I said who's that? And then Cleverbot said Michael Jackson.
All right. That's please don't.
What?
Um.
And speaking of Colombia, they cancel flights to West Africa. All right.
Alright.
And
Did they cancel flights
Trinidad and Tobago, they
Did
also
they-
order Ebola
Did-
travel ban.
Did anybody cancel from the United States?
I do not see anything now.
Okay.
This is like playing a big game of Plague Inc.
Yeah, it really is.
That's what I was thinking.
Somebody streaming it somewhere. and we
Started
just don't
in
know.
Africa.
Search up real life Ebola in Twitch and see if anybody's streaming it.
Wait, on Plague Inc. Real life
I actually
Ebola?
had a friend who started Ebola, and he started it in Africa.
Oh.
Well, they think it's from bats, don't they? In Africa.
what?
Yeah. They have no confirmed origin of it,
Bats
but they
do
think
shit blood.
they think it's bacteria from bats. From like some shit like certain areas of Africa that were like submerged. The bacteria is like a aquatic bacteria, and then once it evolved above sea level, the bats that were in the caves that bacteria was in started, helping it evolve, and it became that's the theory. That's they completely like don't know at all where it came from.
Why?
But that's the closest thing that they have is bats.
Why can animals get a disease and not die from it, but when we get it, we just die?
Because we're built different. I'm guessing,
I know, but it's like every animal's built different too.
Why do cockroaches survive nuclear explosions?
Because they can.
Well, it's more fruit flies, but
I mean, it's
Mythbusters tested it, and fruit flies. Yeah, fruit flies can survive more radiation than cockroaches can.
But cockroaches can still survive radiation.
Yeah, I mean,
some.
I mean, but a fruit fly can't eat the dirt and still live. A cockroach can. Cockroach will eat anything, but I mean, after a nuclear explosion, where's a fruit fly gonna get its fruit, man?
Is a fruit? All right, that's what I was just gonna ask. Do fruit flies actually only eat from fruit?
I don't think so.
Cause I have 0 fucking fruit in my house, but those motherfuckers seem to love my house.
It's sugar. They eat sugar.
Sugar?
Yeah.
Fruit flies. Wikipedia.
That would make sense.
It doesn't have.
That's why there's a
They don't. Oh. Whoops.
That's why one of the traps for them is like this sticky sugar water that attracts them, and they get stuck in it and basically just die.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, what? ISIS crucifies boy for photographing its headquarters?
Not surprising at all.
They crucified him though. Jeez.
They fucking stone people. They fucking crucify them. They fucking put their heads on pikes. Like
They stone gay people.
Yeah, like they.
And they're funded by Saudi petrodollars?
They're funded by a lot of rich Saudis. That's where they get their shit.
And from Russians.
Originally funded from us, but that's besides the point.
Is it?
I don't know why Russia would fund them, Riker. I still can't get on board with that.
I mean, didn't we say it last time that
It's the same thing that
we
funded.
Yeah, we gave them guns to fight the Russians, and then now the Russians are giving them guns to fight us. We fucked ourselves.
Yeah, but are they funding ISIS?
I think they trained ISIS.
ISIS.
One of the theories that I've heard is that ISIS, they're more put together than a couple of Allahu Akbar heads just killing themselves, right?
The thing with
they're
ISIS,
way more trained, and what I hear is that it's actually Russian training. That the Russians are training them, or have sent some trainers over, and then in turn they've trained and.
I don't see anything wrong with that idea, but I just feel like in that region, there's so many places they can get trained. So many fucking.
I mean,
places.
that's true, but I hear that it is actually Russian training, and
I hear
their weapons.
I hear that Saddam Hussein's former pilots are training ISIS how to fly.
Yes, I was just gonna say that. And if you guys remember, I don't think this was on a podcast, but I told you that ISIS already had like 3 or 4 planes in their possession, right?
Yeah.
Whenever they took over that airport near Syria, they have those planes, and I haven't heard any follow up on that. So I'm guessing it's still in their possession, and they're being taught to fly apparently by Iraqis. All right, so yeah, I mean, I'm the first person to say, don't get involved with something like that, but ISIS and the Taliban are very different. You know, like ISIS are, they're state builders. They want
Yeah,
they
man.
want they want to come out on top with a society that they run. So at first I didn't agree with the airstrikes and everything because I'm like, well, the Taliban, we've been doing airstrikes, we've been having boots on the ground, we've been doing everything, and we've not made a dent. Like we were just recently talking about when we watched that footage of
Boy,
that corporal guy, yeah,
Oh.
William Wold, that they
Yeah.
took back Fallujah. Like, how the fuck did they take back fucking Fallujah? Stupid. Anyway, but
Stupid.
yeah, it's fucking idiotic that they took it back. It's sad. Like it shows America's little dick that they took back fucking Fallujah. Anyway, besides the point, you bomb the Taliban. What do? They say, all right, let me go to the next neighborhood and take up refuge there and keep on the fight. Because they don't care what you blow up. They don't care what buildings you destroy because they will fight from a cave, they will fight from a rock, they will fight from a plane, It doesn't matter. But ISIS, they're trying to build a state, they're trying to build a civilization. And if you destroy their infrastructure, if you destroy their bases and their buildings, then they can't just run on to the next neighbor because they're trying to make something last. So you're really hurting them with the airstrikes, which at first I didn't agree with because I didn't know a lot about ISIS and I thought it was just another terrorist cell, but they're more state builders than terrorists. And honestly, I would say Taliban are less terrorists because that's a whole, whatever side of the fence you're on thing. And I would say ISIS are actual terrorists by the definition, and they're state builders. So I agree 100% now with the airstrikes. I don't agree with boots on the ground. But yeah, I mean, if you have somebody who says, I'm going to stay in this house and I'm going to rule from this house, then you bomb that house. But if you have somebody like the Taliban who's just like, I'm going to use this house temporarily, and then if you bomb it, oh well, I'm just going to go to the next one, then you're not gonna do shit because it's just gonna keep going and keep going. Move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's why I actually think, as a whole, fucking the Taliban and Al Qaeda and all that is much more dangerous than ISIS, because that was the whole difference. You go to war with a country or with Russia or anything. It's a territorial battle, man. It's a lot of back and forth, and but whenever you're only fighting people based on their faith,
I don't think they're more dangerous. I think they're harder to get rid of.
That's
which
that's
makes
what I mean.
them which
More
makes them
dangerous.
still which gives them points in the
That's what. See, I'm saying
but
'cause
I
they're
wouldn't say
way
they're more
harder to
dangerous than
get.
ISIS.
I'm thinking no. Well, training wise, no. But I'm saying since they're way harder to get rid of, man, they are more dangerous than ISIS. That's just what I was thinking.
I mean, in that aspect alone, yeah, but not in any other aspect. I mean, if what's up?
I mean, and they don't care though. They don't care enough. They kill themselves just to get at you. It's
Yeah,
not like killing one of them is gonna crush the spirits of the other. Because no, they're gonna see it as a martyr, and then they're gonna go kill themselves to kill masses of people.
If you're in Syria and if you're in Saudi Arabia, if you're in Iraq and Afghanistan, then yes, I would say Taliban are probably more dangerous. But if you're in the United States, then the Taliban aren't shit because compared to ISIS, because ISIS has artillery, ISIS has vehicles, ISIS has
Well, as
you said, they're trained pilots as we speak.
As
so
a national threat, yes, they are much more dangerous.
Yes.
But as a local thing, Taliban is definitely.
I mean, Al Qaeda is, I think, planning to join ISIS.
No, Al Qaeda, they denounced them. They've denounced them since the beginning of since they're
Damn.
I heard that they're gonna join and attack Indian cities.
Hold up. Let me check this. Because I think the main reason they denounce them is because of their religion. I think ISIS are Sunni and Taliban are Shia, or Al Qaeda and main cells of the Taliban are Shia. Let me check.
They are
I'm reading
definitely,
right here.
Shia.
Yemen's Al Qaeda urges worldwide Muslim support of ISIS.
They are by the way, Al Qaeda is definitely Shia because That's the whole thing, is that it's the Shia versus the
Sunni.
other one, the Sunni.
Yeah.
And the Shias believe, the Shias are the one that think Muhammad's family should still be running, right? Should still be running the religion, correct? And
Hold
then the
up.
Sunni think it should just. Hold on, I'm reading right now.
Yeah, they're anti-Shia.
Okay. And Shias are the ones who actually started the fight.
Yeah, so they're anti-Shia. So I think that's another reason why they don't,
Because
Um,
more people think that it should just be whoever they choose should run the religion, but the Shias believe it should be Muhammad's family and people still closest living to
and
him.
they currently have more territory than Syrian Kurds and Syria. Syrian rebels, my bad. Or no, actually Syrian government. Holy shit. Damn.
Wow.
Type in
This-
Shia,
alright,
and I got
but-
pictures of Shia LaBeouf.
What?
Confirmed.
Shia
That-
LaBeouf is part of ISIS. He's not famous anymore.
Daishis LaBeouf. Alright. But
Shia LaBeouf.
you see that map right there?
Okay.
That's fucking crazy.
Oh, you linked something.
Sorry for the podcast listeners, but
Iraqi wait, am I supposed to be looking at the top part with the pink?
yeah, the top right
Okay.
map.
Control. Oh wow. That's
Gray is
controlled by
ISIS. Gray is ISIS,
Wow.
yes.
I see, like Al Qaeda in them as like the common cold, where you just have to keep, or like a tapeworm. Okay, Al Qaeda is like a tapeworm. If you leave it alone, it's going to grow big. So we have to keep, bombing them so that they stay small and, move to the next host. But ISIS is like that common cold that we ignored, and now it's become Ebola.
Your common cold has evolved.
Yeah, Ebola.
Ebola!
Or the Black Plague.
God damn.
I don't know. I don't think that if we left the Taliban alone, they would get big.
You don't think so? Even like
There they would.
They're-
or Al Qaeda or something? Because I mean,
They would become more of a problem.
At the
They
end of the
would.
day,
They would.
At the end of the day, yes, they could, in whatever percentage, they would become more of a problem. That's
Well, I
for-
mean, if
that's
they're
for sure,
not
'cause
dying as
that-
much,
I
then
mean,
they're getting bigger.
that's a given. Yes, I mean, just on the mere fact that they're not being fought
Yeah.
by a
By
big
us.
military
They're
power.
only being fought by the Islamic army,
Yeah, if
not by
I don't
America.
actually know if they're in. I don't know if they've had combat with Al Qaeda, because
Who, ISIS or us?
yeah, ISIS.
Okay.
Because I don't. I mean, it's hard to say because it's just a huge fucking civil war, pretty much. Like,
That's exactly what it is.
yeah. So
Between
I can't.
Sunni and Shia.
I can't really agree that if we left them alone, they'd get big because, yes, their ideals will jump the sea and they will go as far as they can with their ideals, just like any religion. But if they don't have an enemy to fight where they live, where that religion is the strongest. I mean, if you take a bunch of Christians and make them fight, the Buddhist monks, they're probably not going to do so well. The Buddhist monks are probably going to do better because it's their territory. Like they have more strength there. But I feel like if I don't know. It's hard to say because there's so much going on. But I don't think they would get big, and I don't think they would have a reason to fight at the capacity that they fight to.
Well,
I mean,
see,
and
if they
it
want
can't-
to rule the religion. They want the religious aspect of it. It's basically Shia versus Sunni, and the whole reason they're fighting is because Sunni are dominant right now, and that's what the church, their church or whatever you want to call it, that's what their religion is run by at the moment. Muslim. That's what it, or Islam. Islam. That's what it's run by right now, is the Sunni belief system. But they want the Shia belief system, so of course they are. So if we left them alone, it would be less military fight, and it would be more civilian deaths. It'd be more
Yeah.
just Sunni. It'd be more like church bombings and shit, you know? Or
Yeah,
like-
it's definitely not going to end.
Mhm.
Anytime soon.
But yeah, anytime soon. But I just don't think that they would get big. I have a hard time, like, imagining. Okay, you have a pit. You know, you have a fighting pit, right? And there's this guy in there who just wants to beat the fuck out of everybody. So you're like, yo, get the fuck out the pit, man. Nobody wants to fight you. So you pop people in there to knock him out, but he just keeps knocking them out. He just keeps fucking beating everybody's ass. So you're like, God damn, we keep throwing people in there, and they keep getting their ass kicked. I feel like if you left that guy stuck in the pit and he can't get out, then he's no problem anymore. I mean, it's obviously not the capacity that what's going
But-
on, but
But we're talking
Yeah,
about military
simplistically.
parties. If you take out the military parties, yeah, there's gonna be less American deaths. Of course, there's gonna be less. But that whatever that part that they're in, they're going to try and expand and just they're gonna kill more people for their beliefs until they give in and are like, okay, she is the shit, you know. But no one's gonna do that because they all believe the Sunni method.
yeah. So I think we can agree that there's
It-
no reason if we know it's not going to end anytime soon. There's no reason to get involved. I think we can agree.
Oh
on
no,
that, right?
we should definitely
Yeah.
not
That's
be
that's
there.
basically that's basically what I'm trying to get around
It's
to.
not our fucking problem, man. George Washington told us to stay out of foreign wars. We didn't do that.
We didn't listen.
We
Well,
did not fucking listen.
the United States didn't listen. I listened. I don't want to be part of the world's police. That's when I want to move back to Canada.
Canada's fighting alongside us. I mean,
Yeah, what the fuck you talking about?
Yeah, but not. They're not. I don't see them as like the people that always want to be in every single country. You know.
well, they're our allies. So if they don't, then that's basically what they do. If you're an ally of the United States, you know,
France isn't in every single country we're in as well, right?
France is or France isn't. You said.
France isn't in every single country of the United States, and they're one of our closest allies as well.
I can find you plenty of videos right now of France fighting ISIS and fighting the Taliban.
I didn't. No.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't say they weren't with us. I just said they weren't where America is. America seems to be in like 90% of the countries around the world. It seems
Oh yeah,
like.
that's true. That's true. But that's not the world's police. That's just capitalism. That's
Yeah,
not the
but I
world's police.
don't
We're talking
think-
about the world's police.
I don't think
I
it's so
don't
much
think America should
America.
be in
Hey,
90% of the world's countries.
I don't think it's
maybe
America
at least 20,
so much.
if that.
in-
Like
don't
they should
think
be. Sorry.
It's okay. I don't think it's so much America in 90% of everywhere. I think it's the UN, the United Nations. And it's more, it's like, yeah, there's Americans there, but there's British people there too. I mean, like, in Africa. In Africa, UN's fucking
thought we solved
everywhere.
this.
It's all British
What?
people.
I thought we solved this on the last podcast that I brought up that you see United States bases, you know, in these other countries, but you don't see a Vietnam base, you know, or I mean not a Vietnam base. You don't see like a French base in United States, and you don't
We
see a
have
Canadian
embassies?
base in. That's what I'm saying. You see embassies, but you see actual bases in other countries. Like when people
But-
get
but
deployed, they
that's-
get deployed to different countries.
Yeah.
They are
That's-
exactly in a war. That's what I'm saying. That's
Well,
what TJ's saying as well. Is
we
we
have-
got bases everywhere else. I can show you a map because
But
that's
UN
where that's
has
what makes
bases
sense.
too. Like, all right, do we have
Yeah,
bases
but the
in
UN is
Europe?
more than
Yes.
one nation. Yes, we do.
We have bases, not embassies.
Yes,
Yes,
not
bases.
UN.
Bases filled
So,
with
like-
American. It's basically American territory.
Especially in Germany. Germany's the big one.
Yeah.
Well, that's because fucking last time we let Germany go, they started World War II. So, I mean, just saying. Like, cause World War One, you know, we were like, okay, yeah, we're gonna let you do your thing now, Germany. Now that you've given in, and the next thing we know, 7 million Jews are dead, and we're in another fucking war. So
I think-
mean, that it makes sense that we're still in Germany. They're still recovering from World War II. They haven't.
No,
gotten over
Germany's
that shit.
fine. They've recovered.
Oh man.
I mean, they may not like us, but
Government-wise, man, it's all fucked up.
How's it all fucked up?
it's not.
What
I
happened?
mean, how's it all fucked up? Last time they had any sort of democracy, fucking Hitler won with 30% of the vote and started shit.
Yeah, because
That-
he's a self-proclaimed dictator.
How long ago was that? I'm saying you're saying right now it's
That's-
still fucked up. What happened
It's
in
pretty
recent
fucked
events
up.
that makes sure this makes it fucked up?
Well, we're still there. We're over there right now. I'm
Damn,
saying
dude,
if we
America's
left,
fucked up because a lot of Indians and Native Americans. I mean,
that has nothing to do with what I
that's
said.
exactly what you're saying.
No,
dude. You're
it's
saying
not. I
history
didn't say we're
events
going in
are-
there and killing natives. What are you talking about?
All right, so tell me why. What in recent events it gives you the reasoning that Germany's still fucked up?
Are we still there? You said we're still there, right?
Yes, we're
I
still
said
there.
if we left them alone, some shit would go down, man.
I don't think
Like
it-
last time. All right.
Well, funny.
TJ was saying that they recovered, and you're saying no, they're not. That's what I'm trying to get
no,
to.
they're recovering, yeah, but they're not recovered.
No, I think they're
I'm
recovered.
pretty sure
they're
they're
fine.
recovered. Yeah.
Look, I'm reading this right now.
I
It says, well, it's a, I don't know. Anyways, Yemeni man sues German government over U.S. drone strikes. So apparently we're striking Germany.
What?
Here, let me click this and read into it.
All right, there's some fucked up shit that
Germany
happened.
government Wednesday alleged letting the United States use an airbase in Germany for lethal drone strikes. Who are we striking in Germany?
I think we're striking from Germany.
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
we're
oh,
deploying from
sounds
Germany.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what they're saying.
Wait, no. The drone was allegedly controlled via the U.S. airbase at Remmenstein in southwest Germany. So yeah, I guess you're right.
I think so.
Yeah, okay. Denied Wednesday that the... Okay, well, they're denying it. Well,
Can you see if there's a recent story? Because I think they said something about Germany would like a little more dependence from the United States, like as of recent reports. I remember reading that somewhere.
I don't remember reading that anywhere.
Pretty much
Oh,
spelled my
typing,
name
typing.
with a fucking G.
Germany.
Because I think Germany's... What are they, chancellors? Is that who's in charge? Is it chancellor? Or is it a prime minister?
I couldn't tell you.
Anyway, I think Germany's leader... I'm pretty sure he's not like a bad guy or anything.
Bro, in 1991, All right, so in 1973, West Germany joined the United Nations. 1991, a united Germany was allowed by the Allies of World War II to become fully words.
What?
Keep doing it. Damn it.
All right. See, we stopped governing them in 1991. That's when they were allowed to run their own country again. Germany.
I did not know that. Oh yeah, here it is
Oh,
from Russia
in-
Today.
Oh, okay.
The majority of German citizens, for the first time in history, insist on less dependence on the United States in the terms of national security and diplomacy. According to the major survey released by the German Marshall Fund think tank, the study published on Wednesday shows that most Germans want their country to take take a more independent position from the United States, especially on issues as vital as national security and sovereign diplomacy. A majority of 57% want more independence. So they don't have complete control
No, they
as
do
of
not.
yet.
That's why we're still there. They have some control, and they are allowed to run their own country, as long as we say it's okay whatever they're doing. So they're not. They're allowed to come up with their own ideas, but they're not allowed to do anything about them without our say so. You know why?
Why?
Because when World War I ended,
Okay.
We
You
said,
said this.
I
you
know,
said this.
I said this, and I'm restating a point. We basically pulled out completely. We said, okay, we set up a little bit of an idea of a democracy for them, and we left. Everyone did. And things went to shit. And after how much loss? Look, it wasn't even like just 7 million Jews. It was like 11 million total war prisoners, and then it was 7.5 million Germans who died in that war, and who knows how many just war like fighters from the United States or from America. I haven't actually looked what the numbers are for that, but a lot of us and them died as well. And just with that much loss and death, I mean, you don't let it go too easily.
I have a list of every every known United States base in other countries. We have Bulgaria, Germany, Israel, Italy, Japan, Kosovo, Kuwait, South Korea. We have Afghanistan, Australia. Go down the list. Bahrain, Brazil, Cuba, Djibouti, Greece, Guam, Israel, I already said, Spain, United Arab Emirates.
A lot of those places we've had war business
A lot, but
with,
not
though.
all.
Well, yeah, a lot, but not all. But like Guam, I mean, we run a
Portugal,
prison there.
Qatar,
Japan, we
Singapore,
bombed them. Cuba, I guess it was a war. Was it?
Turkey. Yeah, so a lot of them. But the
Yeah.
fact is, yes, we do have bases over there for this reason, this reason, this reason, this reason. War, that reason,
Did
that
you
reason.
say?
But
did you say England?
where is the United Kingdom?
Oh,
Where is the Turkey based in the United States? Where's the Spain based in the United States? Where's the South Korea based in the United States? Where's Singapore based in the United States? Where's Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we're saying. That's what
But
me and TJ are saying.
But if we have bases over there, that's because we've helped or are helping them. No one's coming over here and helping us.
We're not talking about the reasons. We're talking about the fact that they're
That there's
there.
none in here, and that's exactly why. That's
But
the
you were
reason
saying-
why. Y'all were asking why are there none here, but we're over there, and I'm telling you why. Because we don't need anything from them. We don't need their
I don't
military to
remember
be around
asking
us.
why. I remember saying it's crazy to think that there are.
And I'm giving you the reason.
TJ said he doesn't like that there is. I don't remember us saying why. We might have sounded like we phrased it like that, but I didn't mean that.
Yeah.
Then
737 U.S. bases since 2007, or that thing was taken in 2007. So obviously, there's probably been more since. So yeah.
Like, do we really need a base in Turkey or Guam?
I mean, Guam is where we hold war prisoners. What are you talking about?
Spain?
So that prison is probably where the base is.
I don't
Okay,
know.
I'll give you that one.
All right, Guam.
Let me see. Hold
But
on.
Turkey. I mean, what do we do? in
Turkey is above Syria.
Yeah, I could see Turkey.
Yeah, that's more like
really
Middle
above
East.
Syria? I
Yeah,
thought it
it's
was-
right
I
above
thought it was-
Syria.
I thought Syria was further away.
Nah, it's right above Syria. Oh my God.
The Guam has nothing to do with the prison. There's naval force. There's 2 naval bases and Anderson Air Force Base.
But
which none
but
of
we
them
do
are-
have a prison there,
I'm saying, but
and
they're not on the
prison
base.
holds lots of. Yeah, they're not on. You could understand why we'd have bases there, though, right? People are gonna want to get people out. Okay.
Prisons are everywhere, man. I don't get what you're
But
saying.
okay, but we put fucking war criminals in Guam. We don't
Eh?
just put normal prisoners there. War criminals get. If there's a base on Guam, you know how big Guam is? Not very big.
Isn't
Right.
Guam an American territory, anyways?
Yes, it is.
Just
Guam's
like
a little
half
island.
of Cuba.
I'm not sure about Cuba.
I think half of Cuba. Is
Cuba's
ours.
still.
Hold on, I didn't
point
see
of-
Puerto Rico in that fucking thing. Do we have a base on Puerto Rico? Hold up. I didn't see Puerto Rico. Did I name Puerto Rico? I don't remember naming Puerto Rico.
I don't think you knew Puerto Rico, but that's an
You think I
American
did?
territory.
That's what I'm saying. If I know it's an American territory, that's what I'm saying. Did I name it? Because that'd be weird if we didn't have one there.
Well, I mean, what's going on in Puerto Rico, anyways?
I mean, Chihuahuas.
Chihuahuas.
Guam. Guam is the same distance just about as Dallas is to Houston. It's 212 square miles. Pretty small.
All right.
I could see us having bases there.
Okay.
Are you looking back at your list, Ogie?
No.
No.
No. I'm not too worried about it.
No?
I couldn't see
Okay.
Spain though. I don't know why we'd be in Spain. You said Spain. I don't know why
Yeah.
we'd be in Spain.
I don't know.
Do we have any in England?
England is a part of the United Kingdom, so I'm guessing we do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we already said that. My bad.
And that's the biggest one to me.
Well, I mean,
And also Australia.
we had to go to war with them to get independence.
But-
Australia, I don't get at all.
But there's
Gotta
a certain,
keep tabs on those dirty redcoats.
yeah, you got to keep tabs, but you can't
No,
just
no,
keep
I
tabs
get-
without a country saying no, we don't want you here. Like England has a very big say on what England does. And unlike Germany at the 80s or whatever you said before we gave them their half independence or whatever the fuck we did with them.
1991.
Yeah, so they got more say of what they do. So that's the biggest one to me. It's like why do
It seems to me like we.
it would be like an ally thing. That's the only thing I would think.
Yeah, well,
But they
because
don't-
the
but there's
United
no
Nations is there.
Question.
But allies go both ways. So why the fuck is not there?
I'm
in
pretty
England
sure-
one on,
They have embassies
States.
here, don't
But
they?
that's not a base though. That's what we're talking about, man.
Yeah,
they
it's not a
have,
base,
they
that's
have
just
military
for
personnel
political
on the
meetings.
embassies.
Yeah, United States personal and military.
No,
But
It's-
question: if we keep, like, do we own the land that our base is on? Is that considered
That's a good
American
question.
soil?
I'm not sure.
And if
Yeah, wait,
not,
yeah, it is
then
because if you're born on a military base, you're a U.S. citizen. So I guess it would be.
10 points to
Okay,
Riker. 10 points to
and-
Riker. That's a good point.
and
yes.
also, why did we buy that land, or is it just self-proclaimed? And why did that country allow us to self-proclaim it? And why
Well, I
What
guess
does
they
does
that
that
country
country get in
allow?
return,
Yeah,
Yeah.
what does that country get
Well-
in return for a base being there?
Well, you
of
know,
ours?
whenever England was the world power, I'm sure they had bases everywhere too. And we're one of the biggest world powers there is right now. Yeah, our fucking debt's shit, but I mean, we are still a world power. And we are the biggest one out there, and I mean, no one fucks with us. I mean,
A lot of people are.
what do you mean a lot of people are?
Actually, no, Riker, because the Chinese dynasty has been and always was bigger than England and English people.
But
So-
China has always been very secluded.
They've always no, it hasn't. What? China's huge.
Yeah, China's huge.
Have you seen the
so-
mediocre wall of China?
But where the dynasties have been, there's been mountains in the way, and there's that wall that we were talking about where the Mongols came from, and I mean the dynasty. There's just so much. It's so many different dynasties, different families. It's so many different people. And the Mongols came in, and it's so much going on with China. They never traveled anywhere. They were bigger, yeah, but they weren't like all over the place like the United Kingdom. Like you never hear about China. You didn't hear about China discovering Canada. I mean,
England is an island, and it's right next to the Netherlands, which has its fair share of mountains, along with Switzerland. And I don't see how that makes any difference. Mountains.
the United Kingdom invented boats, right? Ships.
I don't
right?
know.
So that's why they were everywhere. And then Spain caught on. It was Europe,
United
like
Kingdom didn't invent ships.
England.
England wasn't around, I don't think, when ships were invented.
England's always been around. What are you talking about?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure Spain, if anybody.
I mean, we have Google.
I think it was Italy.
boats.
It was Italy during the
Who
Renaissance.
invented boats?
Ships, not boats.
A Native
boats.
Native Americans, yeah. I think they,
Native
Natives.
Americans, really?
natives, yeah, canoes.
No, I didn't say boats. It's
Boats.
a ship.
I think Italians.
Yeah,
No,
that's
wait.
what I was saying during the Renaissance era. I think that's when it
Are we
happened.
talking warships?
No, we're
Just
talking about ships to
a
get
big boat.
from Spain
just a large
to
boat.
America.
Large
Okay.
capacity vessel. Yes.
All right. There we go.
That can travel very far.
Prehistory. Okay.
Most historians agree the Egyptians.
Egyptians. Yeah. Okay. I
All
mean,
right. We're
that
all-
makes
we're
sense.
all
I
right.
do see a lot of There's one of those things right there. Yeah, Romans, Egyptians, they had that whole big thing, you know, history and all that.
That's yeah. Wait, Romans, Egyptians, what?
Romans and Egyptians. They
Wait.
had that big, that whole big
And the Persians.
and the Persian Gulf. Yes, you got
You
yes.
mean
Words.
Wait,
And you had the Mediterranean
wait,
Sea.
but then
right
we
there.
can go back to whenever Greece and Persia got in a war, and there was war by ships. So ships have always been around. What am I thinking?
What about Constantinople?
What?
I don't think they had ships back when Constantinople was a thing. I think
No,
Greece,
they had to have because Constantinople was right at the choke point of the Mediterranean Sea.
You're
so They
right.
controlled.
So, god damn, it was a way back then.
I just feel like, all right, so Western civilization is not it's one of the newborns of the world, if we can agree.
Yeah.
All
Right.
right, well,
Can agree.
okay, hold
So
on.
it's crazy that we have all this,
You were saying that China though is the main power, but it's always been bigger or whatever. But I mean, they never really controlled anything but China. I mean, like
China has
England.
never really controlled anything but China.
So
I mean, but like England used to have control of Spain and France, and back whenever it had control of us. You know, it was basically if you wanted to do anything in Europe, you talked to England.
yeah, but
So
that's
they were
still,
probably at that. But once we defeated them, that's whenever they were no longer the world power. They were no longer, you know, the the king, pretty much.
still. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's still on their side of the sea. If they jumped all the way around, if they were conquering as much land as isn't one of the biggest conquerors Khan?
Khan.
Is he not? And isn't he a Mongol? If I'm
He's a Mongol and he captured China.
all right, so
He took over the Chinese dynasty.
yeah,
So yeah, they haven't ruled anything but China. The Mongols didn't go and take.
he's one of the
Russia.
greatest conquerors of all time, though. Is what I'm saying.
Didn't he
Yeah,
take
but
down the
then again-
Roman Empire
No.
or the Byzantine Empire?
Hold on, let me see.
Byzantine, however you want to pronounce it.
I believe it's Byzantine.
I think he took over Iceland and Greenland too.
Aren't those in English territory? Yes, I believe they are.
Turks from the Ottoman Empire captured the city of Constantinople,
Ottoman,
bringing
yes.
official end to the Byzantine Empire.
Byzantine. Okay, I was right.
But I think wasn't Byzantine before Rome?
Was Byzantine what?
Never mind.
Liechtenstein, Switzerland, or Austria, apparently. Never mind. Bologna, Italy.
Bologna, Italy?
Bologna, Italy.
Is that an actual place?
I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but it's spelled like bologna.
I want to go there and eat some bologna.
I want to go there and eat some bologna as well.
I wonder if they're known for their bologna. You know what? They're probably known for their bologna pizza.
Probably get the best bologna on planet Earth.
So
And there's a place in Italy called Parma. Is that where Parmesan comes from?
Here in Parma, Italy, we have Parmesan growing for miles.
Do you want some Jean?
Do you want
What?
some?
Excuse me? Some Jean?
I mean, have you heard of that place
Thomas.
Hamburg?
Hamburger? Germany?
Hamburger.
I imagine a guy named Jean works at a Parma field.
Man, why doesn't America have these cool fucking names? Like, look at this shit. We got some fucking Native American
We
ugly ass
have
fucking.
hamburgers. We have
What?
What else do we?
San
What else?
Diego. Las Vegas.
Holy shit.
What?
Moscow's road, like, Russia's
Are we all just looking at a map now?
yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, me too.
Russia's fucking like road ecosystem looks fucking insane. It's like a spiral.
You know why?
Out,
Because
like,
fucking
it's
Rome
crazy.
is insane. Or I mean, not Rome. Russia's insane.
It's crazy, dude. Like, we have like fucking blocks and shit. They just have like big ass
Circles.
fucking mile long triangles. There's literally a fucking place in Russia called Vladimir. Okay.
It's because the guy, Vladimir, he kind of ruled there for a while.
Vlad isn't he like a vampire or something?
Vladimir is who Dracula was based off of because he was known for drinking the blood of his enemies. He was the guy
That's
who would
right.
shove a big wooden pike up your ass
I thought that the
Slowly.
new Dracula movie was gonna be the real story of Dracula, where him and his brother, had that whole thing going. I
Yeah,
thought it was
no.
gonna be that, and I was so excited. And then I was like, "Damn,
Wait.
no.
No. You can't be excited for that
Why?"
because it's an origin story.
Bye.
Damn.
You got me, TJ. You got me, TJ. But it's. I mean, the problem that I have too is like, fucking origin stories. There's like 10 of them. So, and they just.
So you want a
it's
new
fucking-
origin story?
Yeah, and they've never done that before. Dracula's never
okay,
been the real
okay.
story of Dracula, as far as I know in mainstream, media. But I was really wanting that. I'm like, dude, that would be fucking awesome. Like the actual the myth of Dracula, how he became Dracula. The real guy that actually existed. The war with his brother and son and everything involved in that. That would have been awesome. But nah. I mean, it's kind of they got nuances of that in there. And it's still, at the end of the day, it's still just a fucking blockbuster, movie that's action and not a lot of factual.
Thought.
Yeah.
So are you
still
gonna
looks
watch?
good I still want to watch it though. Not as bad
Yeah.
as I did before, but still want to watch it.
Yeah.
Are you gonna watch Flash since there really hasn't been an origin story of him?
I'm down, but at the end of the day, I'm not really a big comic book guy. So, like,
Okay,
you know,
that makes sense.
Not all about the superhero.
Did you
Yeah.
have you seen Arrow?
I've seen a little bit of Arrow just because my
The
nephew
show?
watches it.
Yeah, the TV show.
I haven't
They're
seen
incorporating Green Arrow or whatever his name is.
Green Arrow.
In I don't know if he's actually Green Arrow or not. I can't tell.
I thought, to be honest, whenever I first saw it,
That's what
it
I
was-
thought too, but then it's like they haven't.
I didn't even finish my thought. What?
I agree.
I thought it was fucking Robin Hood, man. You didn't even let me finish my thought.
Robin.
Nah.
I thought that's what it was gonna be, but it
like a
wasn't.
modern day Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Norway and Sweden, all the way through Finland, looks like a huge crooked dong.
Did you
I've
know that
never-
Swedish people hate Finnish people? Like, what the fuck? Why?
Do they?
Yeah,
But
man.
you know what? It can't be Green Arrow because Green Arrow is a Green Lantern guy.
What? No.
What?
What?
Yeah, he has
No,
powers.
he's not. No,
Green
Does he?
Arrow has powers. Yeah.
but he's not a Green Lantern. He's not a Green Lantern though. Green Arrow's from Marvel, right?
So is. Wait, no.
No wait.
Yeah,
you're
no,
right.
Green-
He's from DC.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay, so
Okay,
if
I
Green
get
But
it.
Arrow-
Flash is from Marvel, so
Wait.
there's no
No,
way
he's not.
Arrow.
No,
Wait,
Flash
wait,
is from
wait, wait,
DC. Flash is
Wait,
from
wait,
Flash
wait,
is
wait,
DC?
Wait,
Yeah,
Yes,
wait,
he
wait,
is.
part
He-
of the
yeah, you're right, you're
Justice
right, you're
League,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry, Ziggy.
So-
Go ahead.
So Flash is DC,
Flash
Yes.
is DC.
and who else is DC?
Green Arrow.
Green Arrow.
Oh, okay. So is Isis Marvel?
You lost me on that one.
Because yeah.
I knew we were talking about ISIS.
I mean, I was just wanting to point out with the road that conversation took. That was kind of funny. Okay, so in Canada, there's a place called Newfoundland and Labrador.
Newfoundland.
DJ, can you confirm?
In
sorry,
where?
Newfoundland. Yes, it's not Newfoundland because there are no spaces. It is Newfoundland.
Yeah.
What is there?
In
It's a-
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
It looks like there's nothing there but roads.
It's pretty much like just a pasture.
So okay.
So
I mean,
It's
there was
small towns.
There was no greater reasoning behind me asking you that. I just was curious. I'm sorry if I am making you
no, you're
think I
fine.
have a conversation to come out of that. I just wanted to know. It looked cool.
I want to say I've been to Newfoundland.
What?
Oh man, DJ. Yo. Alright, so speaking of like continents and shit, I had a dream. You know, I'm sure you guys have all had dreams that you're like, holy shit, that should be a movie.
Yeah.
No.
I had I had a
one the other
dream.
day.
I had a dream that the whole, South America, Eurasia, North America, up north, all that Greenland shit that nobody lives on or people live there. But I had a dream that all of them had a global nuclear war, right? And they pretty much burnt everybody out. But colonists took refuge on Antarctica, and I was one of the first teams to reach Antarctica and set up a civilization there. But we found out that the winds from up north bring if you're in okay, I don't know what's north to Antarctica. I'm sorry, the core of the fucking earth. Like
no. It depends on what side of Antarctica you're on, actually.
Gotcha. All right. So, damn, that's weird. Holy shit. All right. So, like, the winds from where everybody else would be, but are now dead, were getting closer and closer to Antarctica. So there was like this toxic wind slash blizzard that was coming in, and the colony of Antarctica were like battling these mutants that were fucking. It was some crazy shit, man. But yeah, Antarctica, the final frontier, would be the name of that movie, and it would be fucking an awesome movie. And yeah,
I want to go as DJ Lance for Halloween, but I'm white.
who's DJ Lance?
From
Star Trek.
No. From Yo Gabba Gabba.
Bye.
Alright. I guess.
From what?
From Yo Gabba Gabba, motherfucker.
From Yo Gabba fucking Gabba.
What's Yo Gabba Gabba?
It's a very obnoxious show.
Yo Gabba
Don't.
Gabba.
He's in there Googling.
What?
It's a kid show, man.
Why do you want to go with something from a kids show?
Cause, man, my little brother loves that show.
This is the most obnoxious thing I think I've ever seen.
Look at DJ Lance. He's a black DJ
don't
guy
know.
in an orange suit.
I see a Fufa, a Plex, a Toady, a Muno, and a Broby. He doesn't know me. He's not my bro. Oh, is that DJ Lance, the guy that looks like Steve Urkel?
Yes. The only human in the show besides Biz Markie.
Who? I don't even know their names.
You don't know who Biz Markie is?
No,
Oh baby, you got what I need.
I know the song. Okay.
That's sang by Biz Markie. He's on
Okay.
that show. He does Biz's beat of the day. He's also the guy in the size. He's also the guy in Men in Black 2 in the mailroom who's an alien who talks in beatbox. Don't know if y'all remember that part.
You know who I'm gonna go as?
Who?
I'm gonna go as Sporticus.
So when I was talking about the
Conversation change.
when I was talking about the whole Ebola thing and how Nigeria contained it, Nigeria. I'm trying to get a distance right now, but fucking Google's lagging.
How does
Nigeria.
Google lag?
I don't know. I wish I knew. Because then I'd have some fucking grounds to fix it. Nigeria is
Lazy
only
town.
4 continents away, or not 4 continents. I'm sorry,
Four
four
continents.
countries, 4 countries away from Liberia, and it is a part of Western Africa. So, if we ban West Africa like everybody's saying, then we're basically banning the place that actually contained it. which makes the situation even more shitty. I thought it was on the eastern part of Africa. Yeah, just not we don't have to say anything else. I'm just saying.
I
By the
want
way.
to either go as the Rubber Man from American Horror Story or one of the Grateful Dead bears. They're expensive as fuck.
Okay, I want to correct myself. Back on the Green Arrow topic. Arrow is Green Arrow. The Arrow TV show
Yeah,
is Green
yeah.
Arrow. Okay,
Thought
so
But there's an Arrow guy from Marvel. He's in the Avengers. I forgot his. I thought that was
he's a Blackhawk.
I knew. Okay, Blackhawk. I knew there was Green
I think
Arrow, and I
Blackhawk.
knew there was a guy who does bow and arrow for both TV shows. But I thought
Yeah.
Green Arrow was the one from Marvel.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to correct myself on that. Because I was under the impression that Green Arrow was a Green Lantern. Was in the Green Lantern league.
No, there's only one
people.
human in Green Arrow. In the Green
In,
Arrow.
in the Lanterns.
Yeah, in the Lantern.
In Green Lantern's the only one. Okay.
Yeah, he's the only human.
One is the loneliest star that you'll ever know. Okay.
Good
Alright.
talk.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
So Zergy.
Zergy?
Yeah. What's up?
You ready?
I mean, I kind of wanted a reason to tell the story.
I mean, you have a
It'll
reason.
come up in conversation eventually. It'll come up in conversation eventually.
Yeah, I wanted us to be talking about mental health at some point,
Yeah.
and then I'd have, hey, well, because there's a lot of random things that happened in that week. So I don't know. So it's like, I don't know. I want to have a reason for everything. Because there's some depressing shit. There's some depressing shit. There's some funny shit. There's some crazy shit. Yeah.
Man. That's intense.
I mean, it's a fucking week in a mental hospital.
Remember that girl I was telling you about?
Like, did you go into the hospital on purpose, under your own intentions, or?
You know what? I might as well just tell the story. All right. So, as you guys know, I have Crohn's disease, right? So this is basically my week in the hospital plus why Crohn's disease fucked me over even worse than I originally thought. So this is before I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease. I'm missing a lot of school, behind in a lot of work. I'm, having these problems that I keep going to the doctor and they're like, here's some medicine. We don't know what's wrong with your stomach. We don't know why there's blood, in certain places. And I'm just like, okay, I mean, all right, I'll deal with it. And yeah, go to school in a week. Okay, week's not over, or week's over and I still feel like shit. So basically, after you've been off school for a while, you start to get truant, right? Like truancy and all that.
Yeah.
So I had a thing going on where, they would ask me, why are you missing so much school? And it's like, I'm sick. Well, it's like, you don't have a cold, you don't have a fever, you're not sick. And the whole idea was, since, all right, so Crohn's symptoms are very more intense for me in the mornings, because it's almost like my body goes through this shock of, basically what
Moving.
Crohn's disease is it at the very core, it's inflammation. So whenever I wake up and I drink something, or not even drink something, but just me waking up and my body coming back from consciousness, it's more intense of a feeling of the disease. So I'm always telling these people, I'm like, well, when I wake up, I get physically sick, and they're like, okay, well, it sounds to me like you have severe anxiety about school. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I mean, I went to school. This is like around eighth grade. I'm like, so I went to school for like 8 years, and this never happened to me. I've never been anxious about school. I'm not. The most I've ever been bullied was like some dude telling me I had a Jufro. That was it. My school, at least when I was there, wasn't a place where people got bullied. It just wasn't. So that wasn't an issue. But yet, these people, these professionals, you know, well, to me, it sounds like you have severe anxiety. You wake up in the morning and you feel sick. Anxiety can do that to you, and it really can. Anxiety really can make you feel physically sick. It has physical implications on your body. Um, so fast forward like a few months. I'm still missing school. I go to this outpatient program to work on anxiety, uh, and apparently depression too, because I don't want to go out of the house either. Because hey, it's not only the school that I don't like going to. I don't like going outside because yeah, I have Crohn's disease. At the end of the fucking day, it doesn't matter if I go to school, church, fucking dollar store. I have the fucking disease. But
Yeah.
remember, at this point, I don't know. Nobody knows.
Mhm.
I'm just getting sick because he doesn't want to go to school or he doesn't want to go out. So the reason he doesn't want to go to school, anxiety. The reason he doesn't want to go outside at all, depression. Um, so that's what they chalked it up to. So I'm doing this outpatient program. It's working pretty good. I'm not even in a flare or anything. I'm out of the flare completely. Which is it's a flare up disease. It gets intense in
Yeah.
certain times. So I'm out of the flare completely. I'm doing this outpatient program. I'm kicking ass. It's not. I'm not really. I shouldn't really be there because there's people who actually have problems who are there.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in these circles of people and trying to relate to them when I really can't. Saying, "Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I got bullied once. I didn't really fucking try to cut myself like the next girl. I didn't, you know, fucking, put a gun to my head or whatever. Because there's stories of that. The kids sitting next to me have had that happen. There's one girl who was sexually assaulted. She was molested, and she has not got over it since. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, why? Why am I here? I shouldn't be here. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm not feeling sick anymore. Let me go to school, because that was the whole normal school. That was the whole agreement, is that if I either go to normal school or I go to the outpatient program. That was the agreement. So I can go to either one. I have that in writing. I have that. One of the head at the program told me that. We have. I had good relationships with the people. I thought we were on the same page. So one morning, I'm like, you know what? I kind of don't like going to this place because I feel like I'm wasting their time and I shouldn't be there. They have people there who actually need their help. So I'm gonna go to normal school. I call her name. Her name was Jane. I call her. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to school today. She's like, all right. And I'm getting dressed, and a police officer comes in my house, and I'm like, well, my mom. Well, obviously, my mom answered the door, and he comes into my room, and he's like, hey, we're gonna, we heard that you aren't going to the outpatient program, so we're gonna take you to the doctor and see, how you're feeling. And I'm like, all right. So I get in the ambulance, everything's cool. They're like asking me, how I feel. I'm like, I feel all right. I mean, having a little bit of pain in my stomach and everything. And so I get to the hospital. There's like an evaluation, kind of like a psychic evaluation. This lady comes in after they check me up. There's like a armed guard outside my door and everything. Hold up, my cat's fucking around. All right, I have to take toys away from him all the time. So there's an armed guard outside of my door. Old guy, really cool. Fucking, he told me, stay strong and everything, because he thought I was actually going through some shit. And unbeknownst to me, I actually was about to go through some shit. And so I'm going through this evaluation, and this lady asks, well, because there's an inpatient program inside the hospital that I was going to where you don't get to go home. I was going to the outpatient thing where you get to go home at the end of the day. The inpatient, you have to stay there. It's a mental hospital at the end of the day. And I was like, well, I don't want to go there because when everybody in the outpatient program talked about it, it was like a prison. It was like crazy people are there. Fucking, you can get hurt. They fucking have this mythical thing called butt juice. If you get too crazy, they fucking stick a needle in your ass and knock you out.
Oh my gosh.
Called
So-
butt juice.
Yeah, that's what they called it. They called it butt juice, and I quote.
Man.
So I'm like, she asked me what do you think the inpatient program would help, and I'm like, no, I don't think it would help. And she asked me why, and one of the reasons I say is, well, I don't want to get hurt, because, well, I mean, don't you think you'd get hurt in a place like that? In my head, that's what I thought the place was like. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to get hurt. So she's like, all right. And then about half an hour later, she's like, well, I did the evaluation and everything, and it seems like you need to try out the inpatient program. And my mom was not for it or anything, but she couldn't say anything, because if she did, then the state would do it anyway, because I missed so much school and they had no reason to why I was missing school. So if I didn't do this, then my mom would be in trouble and I would be in trouble, and if worst case scenario, I'd be in fucking foster care. This is, I'm like 15, I think it was like 15, 16. So yeah, so I'm like, really fucking like, what? This is out of nowhere. What do you mean? Like, I was literally gonna go to school today. We had an agreement that if I go to school, I don't have to go to the program. But there's been a lot of miscommunication in this whole thing, and next thing I know, they, I got really pissed and I fucking ripped the IV out of my arm that was in my arm, and that caused some damage. In turn, before I knew it, they had me laid flat, like the hospital beds usually have like that tilt. They fucking laid that thing as flat as could be. Put 4 straps, one around my ankles, one around under my knees, one by my pelvis, and then one right across my shoulders. Couldn't fucking move if I wanted to. They didn't have any wristings, which you see in the movies, they put the wristings on. Yeah, I couldn't fucking move if I wanted to. Then they put this fucking blanket that felt like it weighed 5 pounds over everything else. So even if I got my arms up, I couldn't actually reach to anybody because it was tucked over and under the chair. And I'm being escorted by armed guards to the back of an ambulance, and then shuffled through these halls. Only thing I can see is, my peripheral and up on the ceiling. And, it's one of the most fucking embarrassing things of my life is, these people looking at me as I go by like a fucking crazy guy, like, in a fucking, like, pretty much straight jacket chair. Like,
Yeah, jeez.
So yeah, I get to the place and like I'm in a gown. They do the whole fucking body search where I have to show this dude my dong and shit. And
Damn.
fucking and they mention this piece of paper and they're
Did he
like,
go, oh my?
he's like, is that normal? And they mentioned this piece of paper that I have to sign if I don't want to be here. And right away, my mom's like, hell yeah, I'm signing that. And they're like, all right, so, every day you're here, you're going to be evaluated on whenever you'll be fit to leave. And if you sign this paper, your minimum is a week. So if you're really not as bad as you say you are, then you probably will be here less than a week. But if you sign this paper, your minimum will be a week. So I was like, I don't care, because I know already I'm in this situation that you guys are twisting shit around. I'm going to sign this paper because you guys are going to twist shit around even more if I don't. So I went ahead and signed it, and that sealed my fate as that week in the mental hospital right there. So, I say goodbyes and everything. It's very emotional. And I go and sit down. Fucking, bunch of people. I'm still in my fucking gown. They haven't even given my clothes. Everybody else is in normal clothes, in, like, common room, and I'm still in my gown, like, with my fucking dong touching the chair. And I'm just like watching TV, and I'm just like, what the fuck just happened to me? Like, that's the only thing I can think is like, this is a nightmare. And so like I got there pretty late in the evening. It was like, after school and everything. So I get there, or I'm there, and this one of the guys, he's like a counselor, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure he has a very
Counselor.
I'm sure he has a better title than counselor. Like he's probably a PhD in something, you know. But
Nah,
um,
he's just a social worker.
no, he was definitely a doctor. Like they were all doctors there.
Hmm.
But it was time for like I can't really remember because it was everything was
Well,
pretty
counselors do
crazy.
therapy work, and
Yeah.
psychiatrists
Well, a lot
just
of the
prescribe
doctors
shit.
a lot of the doctors are they double as both.
Okay.
Because they have that expertise in the field. They've
Mhm.
dealt with people like that, so it'd be
Well,
the
see, a
perfect job for them.
psychiatrist can do therapy.
Yeah,
It's
that's probably
just
what they were.
usually counselors do. So psychiatrist,
That's probably what they were. I don't know.
likes.
But yeah, they all go to. They're in the common room and they're like, all right, we're gonna do reading or school or some shit. We're gonna talk about our feelings. And I'm like, fuck that. And I walk into the hallway and I sit down and like the farthest fucking chair that I could fucking find in this hallway. In this this place had not accounting for the bedrooms that were like pretty much hospital beds, like hospital rooms. There was 2 beds to each room and a shower and everything. Um, this place that I was in, this wing, there was other districts of it. We were in the anxiety, depression, and miscellaneous area.
Miscellaneous.
Yeah, because there was a mix of people who weren't just anxiety and depression. We were in that area, and that room, that building that I saw had only like 3 rooms. That was like the main area, the common room, and then the schooling area. So I tried to find the farthest fucking place I could, and I sat down. Next thing I know, here comes this fucking consultant, psychiatrist, cockbag, whatever the fuck he is. He walks over to me, and he brings the whole class with him. And he's like, well, if you want to go over here, I guess you're picking where we do the class today. And he sat right next to me and everybody sat around me. So they're basically following me. And then the one guy who checked my dong, who's basically like, you know how there's like every bad school or whatever, there's the one young guy who's kind of gangster and he's turned a new leaf and he can relate to these kids. And he's like, yo, homie, these kids ain't like that. The guy.
Yeah.
He's the one who checked my dong, and he basically walked over and he's like, "Come here," and I walked over to him, and he's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I got a fucking headache," and he's like, "All right, you can sit this one out and go lay down." So I
check your finger again.
So I went and lay down, and he brought me my clothes finally. So
Finally.
that night was over. Next morning, there's the fucking lady coming in, and she's like, everybody wake up, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to run you day by day what happened there. It was pretty much a mixture of church, if you wanted to, a bunch of sessions about various topics. We listened to the rap group Atmosphere like a shitload of times because they had some meaningful lyrics or something. And school, like an hour of school or some shit, which I'm like, well, if I'm here for not going to school, why the fuck am I only doing an hour?
Yeah.
And then that's it. And between that, however, depending on your dose, you had to have medicine. Everybody there had to have medicine, no matter what.
Yeah.
What kind of medicine? What for?
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to
Oh
that.
man, all right.
Trust me, there's a lot of stuff in this story. That's why.
Yeah, no, I've had friends
how
who-
are we at time? Because I don't want to go on too long.
About an hour and a half.
All right. Well, if anything, we can cut this down to its own thing or whatever, or another podcast. But
There's a mental hospital around here. I think it's called Millwood, and
this was the Alexian brothers.
I have friends who actually, and that Lindsay girl, the one I was talking to, she went to Millwood.
Yeah.
And so I've had friends who have gone to Millwood, and they've told me pretty similar stories like yours.
Yeah. So yeah, like and aside from you had lunch and everything and all that, obviously the meals
Oh.
and
Good, they fed you.
yeah, they fed us. And actually the pizza was fucking good there. I'll say that. I mean, I don't want to talk down on this. I don't want to talk down on this facility, because the people there cared about what they were doing. They really cared.
Mhm.
Even though I shouldn't have been there in the first place, I walked away with something. I feel like that was something that I don't know if I necessarily needed, but I'm glad I had, and I
Yeah.
don't regret going at all.
Okay, that's
Um,
good.
but still, being there in the moment, it was fucking hell. So yeah, I don't want to walk us by everything that happened day by day. I just want to, say some of the notable things. So about my second day, um, this kid who we'll just call, because I can't remember any other names except one guy, um, we'll just call him Jackie. All right.
See, one of my questions was gonna be, did you meet any people there that you still talk to or anything? But I guess not.
In outpatient, I met two people that I still talk to. In inpatient, I only met one guy, and I haven't talked to him since. But we'll just say this. We'll just call this guy Jackie, and Jackie was probably 10, 11, 12. I can't really say. Um, really short kid, blonde hair, braces. So my second day, around the morning, Jackie comes in. Jackie's escorted by a pretty big black guy, uh, who he's having a fit, right? You can tell he's making a commotion. Everybody's looking. He comes right through. Like I said, this place is small, and this is in the main area. And Jackie steps on this big black guy's heel or on his toe, and manages to get away. He jumps over the counter, tries to grab a phone and hit one of the nurses.
Damn.
He is later, well, not later, but a few seconds after that, rustled to the ground by this big black guy whose toe probably hurts very bad. And he's got his knee in the kid's back. The kid, like I said, is probably 10, 11, or 12. And I didn't see no butt juice used at that time, but probably because he was so young and so small, they escorted him to the padded room. And there's this padded room that, yes, it is exactly like how you see in the movies. One window on the door that is bulletproof, and well, all the windows and everything. We had windows in this place. All the windows were bulletproof. Like we tried hitting them with chairs. It's happened. There was a small riot. I'm just gonna say that just to hype up so you guys, see that there was some crazy shit. So. Yeah, this kid's spending his time in the padded room, and maybe an hour or so later he calms down, and we sit down in our little circle and we start talking. And one thing we learn about Jackie is he has homicidal and suicidal thoughts. He told us about countless points where he would be sitting next to a classmate, and for whatever reason he just wanted to stab his classmate in the throat with the scissors that were right next to him. He has not hurt anybody nor himself, but he cannot get these thoughts out of his head.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, right there I'm like, okay, these kids don't only have anxiety or depression. There's a little bit more going on, so I definitely shouldn't be here. So yeah, this kid will be he's probably one of the most out there that I met there. Just he was a really friendly kid, like super fucking awesome. Like he was really really cool. But whatever kicked into him, whatever kicked into him, I saw the side that he talks about, and I saw like they had to change his room partner like 3 times because he was threatening to kill him. Because there was 2 people to a room. So yeah, we're learning about him and everything. He likes to play checkers. So me and Jackie, we play checkers my whole stay there. He was the checker champion for a while, and then I was the checker champion. We had our bouts.
And he never went off on you trying to fucking strangle you with checker pieces
Hopefully,
to make you choke on him.
Yeah,
I'm sure he thought about it.
Nothing
but
like that's ever
anything?
happened, but yeah. He's never done anything besides his initial entrance into the place. That's the only time I've ever seen him act out. Besides him getting really like, how little kids get, they look down at the ground, they fist up, and they fucking like walk in place, and they're like, get away from me. Like that's I saw him do that a lot, but I've never seen him hurt anybody, and I still don't think he has. Honestly, it could be, he went too far in his, I want to be, liked or whatever. I don't know. I'm not going to get onto him because he's not the main thing, but he's told stories to where he's really wanted to fit in with people, and he acted certain ways to do that. I don't know why I'd want to fit into this place, but whatever.
I
Uh,
always thought. Never mind.
what's up?
What were you saying?
You can chime in. It's not my fucking podcast.
Well, I mean, it's your story though, and I was just gonna say it like, never mind. It's okay. Just give me on.
All right, so this I want to talk about this other guy, which is I think his name was Juan. Juan, I've never met a sober Juan. I'll say this. This was my whole problem with the place. My big problem, and my problem with mental health in this country as a whole, is we throw people in a pen, and it's not always passion that they look at, that they have to look face to face. It's often medicine, and they're often numbed by these people who put them in the pen. They're all often drugged up to where they can't speak anymore. And Juan was my first experience to this kind of treatment. Juan, throughout the whole week me being there, I have not seen the kid sober once. Not because he was in there for alcohol or substance abuse, but obviously this is a week long. He would have been sober by now. He was drugged up so bad by the people who work there that he was not conscious. He would sit in his chair throughout our study sessions or in our talks and all that, drooling on himself and barely conscious, to the point where when it would be late in the afternoon, he could fall out of his chair and, probably hurt himself, hit his head on another person's chair, hit his head on a desk or something. He was drugged up badly, and it was because of the people there giving him medicine that obviously he couldn't handle. And that was a whole week there, and I had not seen one change from it in that whole instance. So that was my problem with the whole way we treat mental health in this country. Is we just try to numb these people, throw them in a pen, and we don't care about fixing them. Just like, pretty much our correctional ways. So, and a funny story with Juan is, this is to show you how fucking out of his mind he was. One time I did actually hear him speak, besides when he asked if we can stop this. He always used to ask, hey, can we, this is very more coherent than he actually spoke, but he's like, hey, can we stop talking and can we go to bed? Like, he would ask that every session. We'd be sitting around talking, and the counselor or whatever be in the middle of a sentence, and he'd raise his hand and be like, excuse me. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but can we all go to bed? I think everybody here wants to go to bed. And one time I was sitting down at lunch with him, and I was like, Juan, because he was just sitting down and he wouldn't go get his plate, and I was like, Juan, go get something to eat, dude. And he's like, all right, but first let me ask you a question. And I'm like, yeah, what's up? And he's like, are you my family? And I'm like, Juan, what do you mean? And he's like, are we related? I know you. And I'm like, no, man, we're not related. You should go get your food. And he kept telling everybody that I was his brother. And
oh my gosh.
like, he believed it to the day I left. Like, whenever it was my time to leave, he came up to me, very late before I left, like barely missed me or barely got to me. And he's like, bye, I love you. So, like, this dude was really drugged out of his mind.
Sounds like me at lunch.
Somebody else I want to talk about was Darby. Darby was the only guy I remember his name. He was my roommate. Darby, he was there more for I didn't really hear a lot about his story of why he was there. But I can guess it's because of the things I heard when we were in the room together. Darby has been shot. Darby has been shot. Darby has been stabbed. Darby has a lazy eye from using too much cocaine. He's talked about pretty much every mainstream drug I can think of, and he's been a drug dealer. He's gotten shot, gotten stabbed over drugs. I don't know why he was there in that specific instant, but that was the guy who I talked to the most, and I wish I could get in contact with him because I liked him. He was a cool dude. He was down to earth. He's been through some shit, so he's not about the bullshit. He's chill. Um, so yeah, like, whenever I'll skip to something that you guys probably want to hear about. So we have the
I
graveyard.
wanted to hear about Darby. I mean, I want to hear about all of this.
This is where Darby comes in.
Hmm.
There's the graveyard staff, right?
Yeah.
During the daytime, there's about like 6, 7 doctors, not including the security guards that are inside and outside the building. At this point, and during the graveyard shift, there's only 2 doctors. This big Samoan dude who sleeps all the time and only eats pudding, and then this really elderly nurse who mans the front desk. I guess the Samoan dude was there for security. I don't know how many security guards are outside during the graveyard shift, but during like day 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this during day 4. We were like, there's like nobody here during night. If we wanted to get out, we could get out. Like, there was some scheming going on. The dude
Like, you
sleeps
didn't
a
even
lot.
need to be there, and you were sitting there like, "Alright, dude, we breaking out this bitch." Like,
Yeah.
I'm only gonna be here for a week, but on day 6, the day before I leave, we busting out
But
of
yeah,
here.
I didn't
Yeah.
have anything to do with the mini riot, but I will admit, since this can't incriminate me anymore. I will admit that I had some part in
Setting it up?
Yeah. Like I was for it. All right. I was behind it 100%. So during the graveyard shift, like night 6, well, it would probably be night 5. We agreed the day before that we're all gonna come out of our rooms at the same time, and because the doors weren't locked, but they made a loud like hissing noise because they could be locked from the outside, if they wanted to lock us in our rooms for an emergency or somebody was going
Yeah.
crazy or something.
God.
So these big heavy ass doors were like pushing them open, and we're like, okay, if the loud like joined hissing of all our doors opening at the same time doesn't wake this guy up, then we have a good chance of breaking out. So we test it. We all open our doors on night 5, and we hear it's a loud hiss. It's like of like the hydraulics of the door, and the dude doesn't wake up. So we're like, okay, and we look at each other. We really haven't planned this far, but we were like, okay. And Darby was like, well, I mean, he might not go to sleep tomorrow. He might not go to sleep the next day. We have to do it now. So we get some chairs. One of the chairs that I sat in on day 1, whenever I left the big, area, and I was like in the doorway of my room, and they all like 3 guys pick up chairs. It's like a black dude with us, Darby, and then 2 other guys. They pick up chairs and they start running for the main door, which we get out of. And when I was thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, like I don't want this nurse to get hurt because she's an elderly nurse. Like, we didn't talk about this. We just kind of said, oh shit, now's our time.
Yeah.
like every fucking break goes, shit, now's our time, and it goes badly. And so basically, yeah, they get to the door and they find out, oh, whoop-de-fucking-do, it's hydraulics too, but this one doesn't fucking open. So, oh, that's a surprise. And they're basically face to face now with this Samoan guy who's now woken up between all them yelling at each other. So they're at the front door, and the only thing standing between them and their freedom is the Samoan guy who probably has the keys on him or whatever they need to get out. And I'm just like sitting there like, what the fuck am I getting? Like, what just happened in my life? I was like, I'm gonna go to jail. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I was really like freaked out. And Darby is the only one. I'll give him fucking credit. He runs at this Samoan dude like a fucking gladiator, dude, with a shield. Like the chair was his fucking shield. Like, dude, he ran at this motherfucker. The dude took it in the stomach as he would, and nowhere else to fucking take it. And he grabbed Darby. Darby's a pretty big dude too. Darby was like 17,
Oh,
He,
wow, okay.
yeah, he grabbed Darby like around, like bear hugged him, picked him up, body slammed him, and
What?
all the other kids with the chair still between them. There was enough room to fit that chair between both of their stomachs as he body slammed
God.
him. So he body slams him. So Darby gets
Wow.
Darby gets body slammed with a chair on top of him and a Samoan dude on top of that. And
Wow.
basically everybody else is like standing there and they're like, all right, please, please, please. Like they know they can't win. So I'm just like, oh shit. And I go to the back of my room and I hear some commotion. And then I come out. Butt juice is not a lie. They butt juiced all of them.
Wow.
Every one of them.
Wow.
Their eyes pretty much rolled in the back of their head. Their eyelids were flickering up and down, and they were just limp as a fucking biscuit. And
Wow.
and this fucking Samoan dude was like just talking, like he had a monologue. I can't really remember all he said. Because he was like slurring his words, like he was pissed off, he was like really angry. So he's like, "You motherfuckers!" Like he was just like
Oh my
saying like, "You
gosh.
don't fuck with me." Like he was cursing, he was going crazy. And I was just like, "Holy shit!" And security guards get called. It takes like, I don't know, it takes a while for them to get to us. I don't know, maybe something similar happened in another wing of the hospital. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like if there was like some crazy like full moon and everybody's like, fuck it, let's riot.
Yeah, like, let's go.
Yeah.
So people start picking up chairs and
Yeah.
running at Samoans.
Yeah. Like they were talking about just because we were like, I'd say like 6 stories up, they were talking about like breaking the windows with the chairs, and I was like, one of the what's the word we were using? Counselor was like, nope. You boys ain't the first ones to think about it. They've tried it. They're bulletproof. Trust me. So that plan was shot out the window. So yeah, they pretty much.
Well, you mean it was kept within the window?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Bravo. That gets the teacher stamp of approval.
Yeah. So yeah, the next day everybody got sat down and they're like, well, you guys aren't gonna try that again because if you try that again, you'll face criminal charges. And we're like, all right. I mean,
Wow.
what do you expect us to do? Like, we
Yeah.
don't want to be here.
We're not here for
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
It's not like we can just sign ourselves out.
Yeah, exactly. So, I just want to skim over this. Like, I've had run-ins with people there who, this one girl, kind of young, like 15, had like an eating disorder, and half of her fate, like an eating disorder, not like she didn't want to eat, but she liked eating flesh. Not she wasn't a cannibal. She made this very
You
clear.
almost said human.
Yeah, well, it is human flesh. She likes eating her own skin. Half of her face, she picked off her skin and ate it.
Oh, fuck.
What?
I don't know why they moved her over to this wing. I'm guessing because they don't give a fuck. Because this is just like the misfits of the fucking, the hospital. Because there's different wings for certain things, and she was from the eating disorder wing. And yeah, they move her over, and we're like traumatized by her because half of her face is like skinned.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that
She's
I've
not a
met people-
cannibal, but she eats.
She's
herself.
not a cannibal. She's not a cannibal, but she likes the taste of dry flesh and dead skin. People who've told stories in circles about getting raped. Like
Yeah.
shit that's obviously very traumatizing. I've had to hear some really bad shit there. Really shit that I just don't want to sit through and listen to,
So-
especially when I know it's true and it's a first-hand account of it, and the dude can't get it out because he's fucking crying, and I didn't sign up for this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm trying to think of anything. You guys can talk right now because I'm trying to think of anything else that happened that I might be missing.
The kid you said. Oh, okay. First, why did he try to hit him in the gut with the chair?
he didn't try to hit him in the gut. He tried to ram him. Like I guess he
Okay.
tried to knock him down, and then he was gonna do whatever he wanted to do then. But he was like, "This is a big guy. I gotta get him down." I guess that's what was going through his head. I don't
I
know
was
what he
thinking
was thinking.
if you have a chair, what were the chairs? Were they plastic, metal?
There was a metal frame, and then like plastic.
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
and those-
Plastic backing.
Yeah.
Well,
Kinda like
why
old school.
wouldn't you try to hit the Samoan in the head with the?
Well, the Samoan's a very tall Samoan. And this guy's 17. He's like, he was a very short dude too. He's Irish, which is where the name Darby comes from, as
Yeah.
he told me. So he was a short dude. You know, he's probably like 5'2", maybe
Yeah.
5'5"
wow.
at most.
Okay.
Um,
And the Samoan's like 7'3".
the Samoan was big. I don't know how big he was because I never actually had a conversation with him. It was just on the graveyard shift. Mostly he was there when I was sleeping and when everybody else was sleeping. That's why they had him there, because he was expendable. You know, like
Yeah.
they're not gonna fucking riot right now. They're sleeping. Like they're all drugged up. No, they're not gonna do anything. That's what they think.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well,
I'm-
apparently they picked the right guy for the job because I mean, yeah, he slept most of the time, but
did it.
when he's awake, I mean,
did it,
fucks
yeah.
people up.
he did it. Yeah, he did it. So yeah, that's the only thing I thought was going through his head as he tried to knock him down, but it didn't work. And after that, everybody threw in their swords and they're like, "Yeah, we surrender." But they still got their butt juice at the end of the day.
You
yeah.
didn't get it, did you?
No, I never got it. I never acted out. I was pretty smart about it. I mean, I didn't think they were actually going to like you guys said. I was going to be out of there in like a few days, so I wasn't trying to do anything to keep me in there longer. So yeah, basically, you know, you when you woke up every morning and every morning and every night you had to write on a piece of paper, and it was kind of like 3 boxes, and it's like, why are you here? What has changed since you were here, and then what do you hope to get out of this when you leave? And every fucking I stuck to my story, and that's what all my friends there, you know, tell me. Hey man, I don't know if you're lying, I don't know if you got something going on, I don't know if you're a fucking psychopath killer, I don't know what's going on, but stick to your story, man, because it's working. So I'm like, all right, man, I'm sticking to my story. So every fucking morning and night, when they're like, so why are you here? I don't know. What do you think has changed since you were here? And it's like, nothing has changed because I don't have anxiety or depression, and I just basically keep writing the same thing. Like, I don't have this. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not me. It's not me. You know, I was under medication too. I had Zoloft, which is anxiety, and then I forget the other one that I was taking for depression. But they really had no effect on me. As much as I can remember, they made me sleep a lot. And yeah, like I just stick to my story, and here's where the revelation comes about like 2 days or a day before I get out. I'm in you know, a circle, and I'm talking to them, telling them my story, because there's only so many of these things, and you know, they don't get around to everybody. So it was finally like my time to tell my story, and I told everybody what happened, and they're like, the lady's like, well, on this piece of paper it says that you didn't want to come into the inpatient program because you were afraid you were going to hurt yourself. And I was like, what? Like, I honestly said I was afraid that I would get hurt because I was afraid of the people who were there. And they read it as I was afraid I was going to commit suicide or hurt somebody or do something like that.
Oh wow.
So at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, that's some shit, you know, like, and I basically, you know, told them my story. You know, I had like one family visit with my mom, where everybody sat down in the room and like just fucking talked and drew pictures or some shit, like really weird shit. Yeah, I get out, and then like a year later, they're like, oh, you know, you went into the hospital because you're getting sick, right? Yeah. You have Crohn's disease.
Wow.
You don't actually have anxiety or depression. And that's my story.
Really, man. So
Yeah.
how did they determine you had Crohn's disease?
They pretty much, well, there's a disease that's ulcerative colitis, which is basically it's a form of Crohn's disease, but Crohn's disease is kind of more developed. Ulcerative colitis is kind of more mild case, and it's only in your large intestine, I believe. I'm not sure. I get them mixed up. And Crohn's disease is in both anus, esophagus, eyes, everything. Crohn's disease can be anywhere in your body that inflammation can take place. Last flare up, I had arthritis that only fucking like 90-year-olds get because the flare up in my joints, and I couldn't fucking sleep without having my hands on my chest. I couldn't move them or anything. So yeah, basically a lot of tests for a while. After that, they thought I had ulcerative colitis, and then they found through colonoscopies, which is where they shove a camera up your ass and down your mouth. Through a shitload of colonoscopies, they finally found out, yeah, you have Crohn's. So I'm like, you know, like I said, I think I told you guys before, whenever they diagnosed me, I'm like, okay, like they didn't really tell me all the things that could happen to me. Like they didn't tell me, you know, really much anything except, yeah, you have Crohn's. That's it. Bye. So I was like, all right. And then last year is when I really found out the shit that it could do. And the shit that it has done.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my mental hospital story, and my how Crohn's is a piece of shit.
Yeah, no
And I wish there
kidding.
was more awareness about it, so people wouldn't fucking put kids in mental hospitals because they have
because
it.
of it?
Yeah. Like I'm not the fucking specialist here. I shouldn't have to diagnose myself. Like you should tell me what's wrong with me. Like.
Yeah, it's like you know, speaking of that, you know, as you was talking about how the world's becoming more automated and how everything, you know, like with self-driving cars, how it's like 7 million drivers, you know, could potentially lose their jobs because
dude.
of self-driving cars, and where would they go? You know, there's not, you know, not all of them can learn a new skill that quickly and be able to support themselves.
Yeah.
And it's like with doctors, you know, there's databases that you can program and automate and have them learn from other people's inputs and what is successful, what's not successful. And then it's like, well, okay, so that gets rid of doctors eventually.
Yep.
It's like I don't trust myself to diagnose myself. It's like,
Exactly,
okay, so what do you have? Head trauma, headache? Do you have like what kind of spots are they? Are they circular? Are they oval? Are they this? It's like I can't. No, I don't trust myself to diagnose myself. I want you to look at me
Yeah.
and be able to tell me what's wrong with me.
Exactly, yeah. And I really had a resentment for doctors after I got diagnosed, because not only that, but I don't want to sit here and just fucking talk about my shit, like, because I know you guys got shit going on, but I had
Man, you
So,
say
one of
we
the-
got shit going on, but like it's not near as fucking
No, dude,
what
that-
this is.
yeah, because I'm dealing with it. My shit can always feel more relevant to me because I'm dealing with it. But you might fucking stub your toe, but I didn't stub my toe. So you're feeling the pain. I'm not.
Yeah, I
you
know,
It's
I know.
relevant. It's relevant to the person.
Yeah, like you said, everyone has their shit, but I mean,
Yeah.
some shit smells worse than others.
I mean, that's true from yeah. But one thing I was gonna say is, the doctor. One thing he did tell me is, you know, when I asked how did I get this, they really don't know shit about it, which is one of the worst
Yeah,
things.
they don't know anything.
But
about
they
it.
said one of the things it can either be smoking, and I'm like, no, I didn't. I never smoked in my life. And two, upon other things, is you can get it from too much amoxicillin. Now, go back in time like 5 years ago, I was trying to get my tonsils taken out because my tonsils were giving me really bad trouble, strep throat every fucking month, right?
Wow.
So I kept going to these doctors like, just take some amoxicillin, you know, and then go back to school. Come to find out, you know, and I kept trying to tell doctors like, hey, can I get my tonsils taken out? No, you don't need your tonsils taken out. Hey, can I get my tonsils taken out? No, you can't get. You don't need your tonsils taken out. Finally, they take my tonsils out, and everything's fine after all this amoxicillin they've been giving me. Then I get Crohn's, and it's like, hey, well, one of the reasons you might have Crohn's is because this fucking doctor wouldn't take your tonsils out when you asked him the first fucking time. You know, so
Wow.
that,
Bad, man.
I had a lot
So
of. I had
you're
a lot of.
entitled to money, right?
No, I'm not. I had a lot of.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not, because I I forget exactly why, but some fucking, some stupid thing. I went to a free clinic, so I mean,
Oh, so that's why, because they weren't actual
that
doctors.
might be one of the things. I mean, they were doctors, but it's a fucking free clinic at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I had a really big resentment for doctors during that time because I'm like, God damn, dude, like everything I can blame on this fucking, certain thing, like these horrible things I went through. I can blame on this fuckboy doctor, and the doctors after him, and the doctors after him, and yeah,
Man.
bad time.
Yeah, I still don't like doctors, probably because I'm a man, but,
Yeah.
Yo, that kid
I don't-
Jackie.
What's up?
That kid Jackie.
Yeah, what about?
You said like one of the reasons he was in there is because he had homicidal thoughts.
Homicidal and suicidal, yeah.
Well, I mean.
What's up?
Never
I mean,
mind.
that's what what were you gonna say? Everybody has those at one point or another.
I mean.
well, I mean, I do.
Kinda.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, I like.
That's another.
it's-
That's another thing that I was telling Riker when Riker was talking about ADD. Is there's a difference between actual diseases and diseases that fucking pharmaceutical companies just get money off of. Like, yes, you're supposed to have anxiety in your body. It's there so you don't do stupid shit. Oh, I'm anxious about this cliff that I'm hanging off of. Better not jump because I'll fucking die. It's your body's natural reaction to tell you that. So whenever you institutionalize somebody for fucking having anxiety, then that's retarded.
Yeah.
Just because,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the dude never hurt anybody. He did, Riker, he did have pretty extreme suicidal and homicidal thoughts. It wasn't just like,
I mean, I
fucking hate
understand the
this guy.
suicidal thoughts
Yeah.
being a thing, but like the homicidal, I mean.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I'm
no,
saying.
'cause,
Everybody
look,
has those
like-
thoughts at one point or another. Everybody has.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll be sitting next to someone at the lunch table when I went to public school, and I'll be like, you know what I could do? I could just take both my hands to the back of your head and just smash your face straight into the desk for no reason at all.
Yeah.
Or I could take these scissors, stab you in the throat. If for no, I mean, I could if I wanted
When
to.
I'm-
I mean, I'm not going to, obviously, but I could.
Dude, I
you know?
scare myself sometimes. When I'm driving, I'm like,
I mean,
dude,
like,
if I just veer onto oncoming traffic, I'm dead. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you
I
could.
always-
You could be like, it's like, I don't want to go into work today. I could. I mean, I don't want to kill myself, but I could just, suddenly just steer off to the right of the road and
Yeah.
break my arm and have to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Or if I wanted, just end my life, I mean, I could do it. Just turn the wheel left a little.
I'm in class. I'm sitting here writing. You know what I could do? I could take the lead of this pencil and I could just
Mhm.
kind of,
That's
just
it.
scoop out your eyes. I
Yeah,
mean,
that was
Oh
exactly
if I
gosh,
really
yeah,
wanted to.
exactly,
Yeah.
man.
It
Gosh.
doesn't even matter. I could use the eraser and still do it. Fuck.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy what we.
I was
what
just
Pharmaceutical
right.
we
companies,
think.
and they gotta get their money apparently.
like the homicidal. I mean, the suicidal thoughts, the intense ones, I can see that being a reason. But like the homicidal, I mean, everyone has those times when they think about what they could do. Like it's crazy to think about how many ways there is to just kill people,
Yeah, I agree with
to
you.
hurt people.
That kid is an
mean-
exception. I do believe that kid was an exception just from firsthand being with him.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he was a nice kid, but it did seem like something was off whenever he would go into this mode. At the end of the day, the kid's like 12 or whatever, so he can be acting out just to fucking act out. He doesn't know the actual, repercussions of his fucking actions. He may think that he has the balls to fucking kill somebody, but he probably doesn't, because he's fucking 12 and he doesn't know what's
Yeah.
gonna happen if he does. But that kid in particular, I do think that he should be, helped. I'm not saying he should be in a place like that, but he should be helped. I mean, I feel like, a lot of those guys did go to outpatient too, because I went to outpatient a little bit after I got out of there, just because I wasn't done with it. They wouldn't let me fucking, be done with the program. But yeah, like, it helps. Like, even me, I pretty much had nothing wrong except an actual physical disease that I couldn't do anything about, that was actually debilitating, and I couldn't go to school physically. But I walked out of there with something that I didn't have before, and I'm grateful that I had that experience. So people who actually are going through some shit, that can help them out. I don't agree with all
Yeah.
their methods, like drugging people up and shit, but
Yeah, that's
Like Juan,
that's something wrong.
bye.
Yeah,
I love you.
what's up?
and I mean, they
The
probably
way you
just
said that.
yeah, the way bye, I love you.
Bye. I love you. Are you my family?
Oh yeah. I mean, honestly,
Cut it
I,
out,
I,
fam.
I was giving him some I was giving him more than he gave me when I was telling you guys. Like, he didn't sound like that. You could, you were lucky if you could understand what he was fucking saying. It was bad. Dude. Like the dude, like I mean, I already told you the guy was drooling on himself, falling over. Like, you had to ask him a couple times what he was saying.
Are you my family?
And he was Hispanic, so he had kind of an accent.
Oh my god.
I love my family. I love my family.
Yeah, I'm like eating my pizza, and I'm just like, I look up,
brother,
I'm like,
man.
nah, man, we're not related.
You're my brother, man.
Oh,
This
and
does me familiar.
Bye.
dude, I think some
love you.
shit went down there. I think some shit went down too. Like, I think I this just dawned on me. Sidetrack, remind me about it, guys. After I say this, but I think there was some sexual shit going on too with some of the people there. There was this one chick who was like 17 or whatever, and one of my boys, I forget his name. He had a weird name. His name was like Peter Gabriel or some shit, but like one word, like some weird fucking name. Like, and we were like sitting, and it was like this chill time, like after lunch. It was just like decompress. And this chick is like looking at him, and we're like, "Yo, she's looking at you," because like it was the girls and then the guys on the table. And like she looks at him, she licks her lips, and then flashes, and we're like, "Oh shit!" we're like, "Damn, we should have told him." We were like all jealous of him at that point. But yeah, like I think there was some shit going on. But also, what I was asking you guys to remind me about is I think they were fucking monitoring us inside our rooms. I no doubt, I mean, that's probably protocol, but it was creepy to think just now that they did, because me and Darby would like talk, we would stay up like two hours or so after like lights out, and we would just talk about shit, like mainly about how he fucking got all the wounds he got in life, because he had a lot of stories. And we would, we'd be talking pretty silently, and we'd have a nurse come in and be like, "Hey, keep it down." We're like, "What?" We're like whispering. We're like right next to each other. What? So I think they had like cameras or mics or something in the rooms or something.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, it makes,
makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a crazy time. Crazy time in my life.
Yeah. I've had friends who went to Millwood Mental Institution, I believe is the name of it.
Yeah.
And they said it was basically just group sessions and pills, man.
Yeah, that's the gist of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do 2 groups. Go take your morning dose, and people obviously like Juan probably had extra doses that they were giving him. But yeah, like they I mean the people there, they're just taking orders pretty much. Like the people there had compassion, and every person even one of the ladies, whenever I told her about my story and how I don't feel like I should be there, like she kind of agreed with me. She's like, "Well, we haven't seen you have characteristics that that you're in here for. You haven't did anything but act out rebelliously, and you're a fucking teenager, man. You rebel, and you're in a fucking place where you want to rebel,
Yeah.
So yeah, like she was, a lot of people there were level-headed about the whole thing, but they just had to do, that was their job,
I feel like the opportune moment for that Samoan dude to not have been a pussy would have been whenever he was on top of Darby, and one of the other guys then took the chair and hit him in the head.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
But they're pussies.
Yeah, I mean Darby was our biggest guy. Darby was our biggest guy, and he was only 5-something foot. So that tells you right there how our demographic that we had breaking out, what that was. Our biggest guy was fucking Darby, was like 5'3" maybe. So I mean, but they looked at Darby as somebody who's been through some shit. So he's the toughest one, to do something like that. So if he goes down, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad I got that out in a coherent story, because I was afraid that I'd be missing a lot of shit. and I'm sure there are
That's
things, little, things that happen.
Tidbits.
Because I spent the week there, and it's the fucking longest week of my fucking life. Like, so things happen. I spent a lot of time around those people. Well, all my time around those people at that certain week.
But I
They're-
could see how you would actually gain something from that, being
Yeah,
around
man.
those people, hearing their stories.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
in group.
I mean, I didn't learn. I didn't learn as much from inpatient as I did outpatient, because outpatient people were a little less submissive because they got to go home at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So they were a little more like I got raped, but they tried to make it as less awkward as they could.
Yeah.
But people in there, they're just they're in a place where they don't want to be, and they have to talk about this, or else they'll stay there longer. And if
Yeah, and
they don't want
have
that.
to talk about what they don't want to talk
Exactly. And in outpatient, this chick, oh my god, I felt so bad. This chick had a phobia of people throwing up, right? A really serious phobia, like she would break down in tears. And they had us partner up this one time, and they had us do these things called exposures. You guys know what exposures
Oh
are?
God.
Where they
yeah.
expose you to your
No.
phobias and your
Yes.
fears and everything that you
about.
don't like.
No.
Like
You had to throw up, didn't you, man?
no, I didn't. I had to do it. I had to have like actual pictures in my hand of people throwing up, and I had to show her, and I had to make her look at them, and she was just crying and bawling, and like it's just so like.
That's
ah,
that's
I w-
not a fucking healthy
fe-
way to do
I
shit.
felt so bad. I was like looking back, like she's fucking bawling right now. She's like, I can't do this to her, Like I felt so bad, and
I wouldn't have done it.
She probably hated you for the rest of your life.
no, she gave me a hug after. She was like, glad that it was over, pretty much. And
I wouldn't have done it. That's not a way to help people. You don't force them into these things
Yeah,
that
well,
they don't like.
th-
It's
that's
Yeah,
one
not-
of
someone
the
who's
methods.
afraid of heights, you don't throw them out of a plane.
that's one
that's-
of their methods. So that's
it's
an
it's
exposure.
not. It doesn't. And that's why so many people
It's one of
are
those
still
things,
in that shit, man.
Yeah, it's one of those things where they think like the thinking behind it is, hey, once you see this, it's not so bad,
Yeah, it's
and then you'll
like,
be alright with
okay.
it. It's conditioning,
yeah.
Two
Condition this.
exposures they did on me. They weren't like I said, they basically asked me, what I was anxious about, and I'm like, well, I get kind of anxious like talking in public, and they're like, okay, oh my god, you have a phobia of talking in public. I'm like, no, like I just have a very like normal like
The
like,
butterflies in your
yeah,
stomach whenever
I
you
would
have to
just rather
present.
not. Like I would just rather not. So like they brought me to like every room in the fucking outpatient program, and the outpatient program was pretty big because it was downstairs. They brought me into every fucking room, and I had to read the same fucking page over and over, and I was just like, that was nothing. Like, like I was just like, that ain't shit. And then another thing was, I told them that I didn't like when people blame me for shit that I didn't do. So when I didn't know, what I didn't know is one of the counselors put a post-it or a note on my back that said "blame me," and I was sitting in the school hour, and I was just like I was just doing my homework, and one of these girls was like, or one of the counselors asked the girls, "Where's your homework?" And she was like, "Jeremy took it." And I'm like,
Damn.
and I like look up. I didn't know this was on my back, by the way. And this was. I told them that I didn't like that a day before, so I had totally forgot about it. It was not in my mind. And so I look up at the wall in front of me. I'm like, did I just hear that? and like I hear him keep talking, and then she's like, yeah, Jeremy took it. And I look back and I'm like, I don't have your homework.
I love how you can hear that in your mind that you looked back.
Yeah, you looked
got a
actually.
little
But,
distant.
yeah, I did honestly look back. But like, yeah, and then
I didn't take your homework.
and then like
I could
they-
just see the shock on your face. Just look up like, what?
Yeah,
and then look,
dude.
I didn't.
I didn't
I
take your
actually
homework.
I got riled up, dude. I got really riled up. I'm like, I didn't take her homework, and I got really riled up, dude. I was like, sitting just festering at my fucking desk. I'm like, what the fuck is this bitch gonna say? I fucking took her shit. She has no fucking grounds to say I fucking took her shit. There's no evidence. I have no fucking reason to take her shit. Why would I want to do more fucking homework than I already have to fucking do in my whole fucking life? This shit. So and then they didn't tell me at all the whole day. And then when it's time to go home, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you had a note on your back. People blame me for other stuff like down the road, but it wasn't as big as that one. That was one of the things that I was just like, I didn't fucking take your homework. Why do you think I took it? Are you psychotic? But yeah, they told me, they're like, yeah, we had a day-long exposure with you today. I'm like, what?
Damn.
You fuckers. Yeah. So that's the kind of shit they do. And obviously mine wasn't
Sneaky
the worst
little
because
bastard.
they did, the fucking chick, throwing up. I wasn't, they had a lot of one-on-one stuff with the outpatient things.
Yeah.
So a lot of those exposures were one-on-one with counselors and the person. So I can't really tell you crazy things that happened.
Yeah.
I'm guessing those people who had been raped probably
Yeah.
had some crazy exposures, if any at all.
Oh God, dude.
But yeah.
That's-
I hope they didn't. I really hope they didn't, because that's too far. But I don't think you can ever get over that, no matter how much fucking pills you take. Like,
Yeah.
I
But yeah. You can OD.
You'll get over everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a cool counselor who's like on TV or something, and he brought in like an electrical drum set, and like everybody was like drumming and shit. It was fucking awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, I learned a lot from it. I met some people who had shit going on to where I can't really sit down in my chair and fester about small first world problems anymore, because shit, I can always think back and say, those people have been through some shit, and they're dealing with that shit right now, and they're gonna deal with that shit their whole life. The fact that I fucking I don't know, fucking I got picked on or something, somebody said I had Jufro, like that's nothing compared to what these people go through, so.
Yeah.
And I don't know why
That's
the whole
Jufro,
Jufro thing fucking is retarded, because I'm half black. It's just an afro. It's not a Jufro. If I'm not even Jewish and I'm half black, black people don't have Jufros. They have afros. So it doesn't bother me.
Bad. I feel bad for this kid. I go to school with now. He's on the wrestling team, but I went to Turning Point with him. Turning Point's this alternative school.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for him, because there's this big rumor going around that he fucked a dog.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, and everyone's calling him out on it, and it's fucked up. And some of them are saying they saw a video of it that's been deleted, quote unquote. Like, shut the fuck up, y'all are just talking shit. But they're talking about how he fucked a dog, and I can just see it in his face. It makes him feel like shit.
That's so fucked, man.
Yeah, the shit you were talking
Kids are
about, it's
busted.
definitely not as bad. But going to Turning Point, man, there were some fucked up people there too.
Yeah. I bet, because I'm pretty sure all those people who got out of the mental hospital, or a good percentage of them, whenever they went back to school and somebody tipped them off again, they probably went to Turning Point again, or even before that, when Turning Point at some point in their,
Yeah.
academic journey.
Like, there had been people who were at Turning Point who would just, they basically could not get out of Turning Point. Like, they'd either skip too much and they'd have a whole nother fucking sentence of Turning Point, or
Sentence.
like,
Yeah.
pretty much it's a
Sentence,
sentence.
yeah.
You get a time period that you have to go there, and they wouldn't show up sometimes, and that would just get it extended, and then they'd like go back to school. They'd be at school for a week, get in a fight, and they'd go right back for like twice as long.
Yeah.
And half the time
Vicious cycle.
and half the time they said they didn't start this shit. It's just
They
like,
probably didn't. People just push your buttons,
they go to Turning Point and they actually try to reform, and then they get back and some dude brings up old shit, and
Yeah.
next thing you know, there's a big fight going on. And I don't know, man. It was a lot of them there were mainly drug users and pregnant women or teenagers.
Jason went to one of those schools like that. He went to Richarte in Georgetown. And yeah, basically he said the same thing. He's like, there's just drug dealers and pregnant bitches there.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
but there was some crazy. Like one girl was there for pushing a girl down the stairs after she stepped on her shoes.
Damn.
Yeah, and
You
she,
can't get the you man.
You could've killed her.
Gotta keep those J's scuff free.
bro, and she pushed her down the stairs, man. And we're talking like these fucking concrete with like metal, like tip, like lining. I don't know,
Yeah.
you know where the corner
Yeah, I
is.
know
It
what
would
you
be
mean,
metal
yeah.
and like pushed down those and all the way down. Went all the way down with people.
Oh
That,
my
like whenever it
gosh.
was described, because like they had one group thing where basically like halfway through your thing, whenever they would evaluate you if you could get out early or if you needed to stay the rest, they'd put you in a group with whoever was in your class, and y'all just have an open talk about what y'all did. And one of them was caught trying to steal a wallet, like pickpocketing.
Damn, pickpocketing?
Yeah, she was pickpocketing.
Assassin's
She-
Creed shit.
Yeah, she took the wallet and she started to run, and was later caught with it. Like she ran off, and the dude apparently noticed her, and he told the school what security, and later she was caught with it, and it was just all sorts of fucked.
Damn.
And then there was a guy who was caught with a bag of weed while he was there.
I was kind of like a legend at my middle
Jeez.
school
Why?
when I left. But before I tell the story, you were talking about sentences. Me and Jason were playing Arcade, and
Jason and I.
there's a trial system. Like there's a judge, there's judge.
Yeah, I heard
juries,
about that.
There's juries, all that shit.
That makes me want to play
Fuck is
arcade.
Arcade?
Yeah, dude. Like we were.
It's an
we were
MMO.
playing and we just see in like side chat, people are like, and the jury.
Okay, call
the
it
jury,
side chat.
Well, I mean, it's side chat. It's on the side and it's chat. I mean, side
Fair
chat. But
What,
or
could you get
global
in
chat,
trouble for
whatever.
like killing people?
I don't know what you
like,
can get in trouble for. I have no
I-
idea. They didn't say that. I never saw the crime, but they'd always be sentenced to like 13 minutes or 12 minutes in prison. Like,
What the fuck
I've
did
never
you
seen
do?
anybody get out innocent. I've never seen anybody get out innocent. I saw like 3 trials happen, and I've never seen anybody get out innocent. Me and
What'd
Jason
you
were just like,
do?
oh shit, we need to join the jury. Fucking like, let some people off.
Yeah,
man.
apparently also you can do a lot of music stuff with Arcade.
Well, you spawn with a lute and a flute. Or no,
Yeah,
certain
one of
races
my-
spawn with a lute, and some races spawn with a flute.
I'm gonna
One
download
of my
it.
friends was telling me that you can import songs pretty much in like a .mml file, and your musical skill in game is based on how well you can play it. So you can like miss chords if the
Oh,
song
shit.
gets too complicated.
I saw this dude with a Superman cape. You probably can import all kinds of shit.
Yeah, and also like there's like when people die, you can play like the Mario killing. If you create it, you can play it eventually, you know. And so it's just like he was just telling me how he's trying to get his, and there's like crafting, and you can level up to max level without even doing any quests or anything really.
Yeah.
And so it's really making me wanna.
Yeah, it's a good game. I like it. I'm like level 10. It's very hard to rank up in that game. Very hard.
How-
It's
well, how are you
The
doing it?
max is 50.
Yeah, he said he's almost 50,
Yeah, the max is
and he
50.
said it's pretty easy.
It's pretty easy.
Because he went to level 40. Yeah, he said he went to level 45 by doing quests only. And then he just kind of power leveled the last 5 levels by crafting leather bracers or whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We played.
I don't know. I'll
Me and
have
Jason
to.
played for a good like 5 hours, and we're like level 10. I mean, it's
Oh,
not. It's
wow.
not the worst because I think there's other RPGs that are hard to rank up. But I mean, just already as the cap being only 50, you can tell that there's some. It takes
Yeah.
a while.
But-
What's the like combat like?
Combat. You definitely want to rebind your keys because the moving's kind of weird. You basically it's lock on, or it's select target and then numpad or numbers for your attacks.
So it's wow.
If you hold the right mouse button, you change what direction you move in. So you can just hold W and then right mouse button, and you can go move the mouse wherever you want to go. And then left click it and hold is free look. So you basically just right click whatever you want to attack, and then numbers. That's what it is. It's not the best combat. Neverwinter I think has better combat in my opinion. It just feels more fluid, especially as a mage. But it's fun nonetheless.
What about, is it like tab based targeting? Is it action? Like lock on hotkey, or
you can auto attack. Like, what are you asking? Like
is it like is it World of Warcraft or is it like Terra?
I never played Terra, but all right. So
okay. World of Warcraft, or like do you ever play Vindictus?
No.
All right. Okay. So is it like you know what World of Warcraft is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know their combat style, right?
Yeah.
I like how I got.
Is it like that, or is it like you aim with your mouse and you click to combo moves?
No, it's like World of Warcraft.
Okay. It's like,
yeah.
Well, okay. You should just said that then.
Well, I mean, I didn't know if there was something that I knew that was probably better. I don't know.
Okay, that makes sense. I see where you're coming
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, we kind of went fucking just subjects, just.
I mean, I get it with sentences. You brought up Arcade, but now we're just on Arcade.
We're on gaming. We're on gaming comparative.
Yeah.
What, you don't want to talk about games?
Oh no, it's fine. I'm fine. I can talk
I mean,
about
we
games.
can talk about games.
If you want to say something, man.
I just don't know how to say it.
Just say it then. If you don't know how to
Just
say it, just
say
say
it,
it. That's the
man.
best way to say it.
Nah, it's fine.
Wow.
What?
Are you serious right now?
Record, this is a
What?
podcast.
The person who gets on me all the time for
Yeah.
not saying
Me
anything
too.
doesn't want to say anything.
It's nothing, man.
Alright, man.
Alright, so Arcade, is it worth playing?
Yes.
Alright,
Is it on
won't.
Steam?
It's not
It's-
sending me this
No.
authentication code for my Glyph account.
Check in spam.
Huh?
Check in spam.
Ooh.
Because I know Steam fucking does that all the time. When I ask them to send me shit, they fucking. It's not a Steam game, but Steam always sends it to my spam folder every time.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, who's this published by?
Glyph, same people who made Rift and Defiance.
Rift. I didn't like Rift.
I didn't like Rift either.
Defiance, I felt was the AI was mentally challenged.
Fucking
I
blackpeoplemeet.com in my spam folder.
Like the
asshole. Practice rift
Defiance,
run.
I felt was it had a good idea. It just wasn't executed at all.
I mean to get into Defiance more. I liked it initially when I first played the first 30 minutes of it, but I haven't really delved into it to give it a good thought. I like it initially though. And Rift I didn't really like at all. I gave Rift 3 tries and nope.
Yeah. It was supposed to be the World of Warcraft killer clone, or the last clone, or whatever.
And
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that Arcade is completely free to play as well, which makes it amazing.
That's good. Oh,
There's
it's
no-
by Crytek as well. Is it using
Yes,
Crytek engine?
CryEngine 3.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, CryEngine 3. It's a beautiful free to play game. Me and Jason kept talking about that. We're like, oh my god, dude, if fucking people who made this could make an actually good Elder Scrolls, that'd be awesome. The fucking world is really immersive. It's beautiful. There's a lot going on, and the game runs fucking fantastic. That's my main 3 things. Because MMOs, if they're free to play, more often than not,
shit.
they're gonna run like shit. No matter what, just because there's so many people in. And we were in a highly packed server too. We were
I'm installing
we were almost to where you had to wait in the queue, but we were lucky enough to not.
Oh wow, they have a queue.
Yeah, they have a queue. They have
I don't know if I like
they have
that.
about 10 servers though. Yeah.
Hmm.
And I mean, yesterday and today we played, and it didn't seem like two servers were in queue. 2 out of the 10. Maybe there's more than 10. I don't know. But yeah, I haven't had a problem with it. I really honestly have nothing but good things to say about that game. I can't really say it's the best MMO I played because it's definitely not. But it's a very fresh feel, and I love it. Yeah. I mean, to get me to play a fucking game for 5 hours straight is something to brag about. Because I get so bored with games nowadays. I can't like Dante's Inferno. I was having wow.
Devil May Cry.
God damn it. Devil May Cry. I was having so much fun with that game, right? Every time I played it, I was having a blast. But I haven't done a fucking other episode since. So, like,
Yeah,
for
told
some
me-
reason,
you told me.
I don't know.
That's one of the only.
You just don't
want
wanna
to
play it
first
anymore?
games I might actually do a full playthrough.
Yeah,
Episode 2. No more.
I think my Bioshock Let's Play was actually longer than that. I think Bioshock was 3. I think.
What?
Yeah, I think Bioshock was 3. But Bioshock, I got so mad at the game that
Wait, which one?
Bioshock 2.
2.
I like
okay.
Bioshock 1 better, but I didn't really remember a lot of what happened in Bioshock 2, so I wanted to go play through it again.
Have you played Infinite?
Yeah, I played Infinite. I haven't beat it yet.
Okay.
And
What?
yeah, I that's another dude. Once they started making me go retrace my steps, I'm like, fuck this. I'm not doing this. I
Why
don't.
does it make you retrace your steps?
Whenever they send you back in time and you have to like kill the same enemies over and over, I don't like
What?
that. It's like
You're
as soon as you
trying
talk to this Asian
to-
guy who
Oh.
Oh, yep. I know what you're
I
it's
see
like
what you're
it's like
saying. Yeah,
wife
okay.
like saw him die or some shit. I don't know, man. That was
know what you're
It's
talking
it's
about.
not it's not it's a parallel universe.
Yeah.
It's not going back in time.
Well-
It's parallel.
well, whatever. I didn't like killing the same fucking things in the same areas. I want to see some new, man.
Yeah.
I fucking God, what's the place's name in Bioshock?
Rapture.
God damn it, Rapture. I like Rapture way better. I loved it. Rapture
Dude,
felt more
yeah.
alive than fucking
Rapture
wherever
was
they are.
so much better. Like, cause it gave you such an eerie fucking
Like walking through a hallway and just seeing like a wrecked room and then a window with like a
Oh wait,
screw.
what room?
a wreck,
Erect.
not erect.
Oh.
Like I guess you
but
both
no,
thought I
like-
said erect. Like a wrecked room and then seeing a screw like fiddle, and then a little bit of water come out of where that screw is. You know, like just like
And then you take one
Oh,
more
like
really?
squirming
step and
around.
it's-
Yeah, like this, dude, the
Yeah,
stuff like
dude.
that. It felt so alive, dude. I loved it.
And I like whenever you like walk through one of those tunnels or whatever, and it just be like enemy free, and you could look out and just see like all the
Yeah.
shit going on in the ocean. Like at one point, I noticed that a Big Daddy walks by and fixes one of the rivets, and then just keeps going.
Yeah.
And it's like,
What?
dude, that's amazing. Like
Yep.
they're outside, they don't even look at you. They have the rivet gun and they just fix it, and then they keep going, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
I definitely liked 1 and 2 way better than I did 3, but I still loved Infinite.
3.
Infinite.
Oh, okay.
3.
Yeah, I didn't
But
I didn't
TJ
play
didn't
Bioshock
play
1 or
either
2.
of them because he's a pussy.
Yeah. Exactly. That's best
Yeah, and that's
definition for
another
me.
thing why I liked it. 1 and 2 they had fright factor, which I liked.
I heard
like,
the
Bioshock was one of the first.
Bioshock 1 had a terrible hacking system.
Bioshock 1.
Not really. It
I don't
Like some
remember.
of the like some of the hacking puzzles were literally impossible. Maybe that
Oh.
was in Bioshock 2.
Mini games
I
in
remember
games, if I was like Hitler and Hitler had a fucking game and he was head of the game industry, I'd fucking take out every mini game in every fucking game ever. I fucking
don't-
hate hacking and fucking like
Yeah.
oh I hate that shit, dude. Like Assassin's Creed is just full of it. That's why I don't play Assassin's Creed anymore. I played the first Assassin's Creed, finished it twice, and I never fucking touched another one after that.
What mini games are in Assassin's
Fucking
Yeah.
like there's no mini games in okay, never mind.
No. I want to know like
Maybe there's not-
like
I-
you
like
mean
I said, I
the
haven't played
over
them.
like the overhearing missions?
Like eavesdropping missions, missions where you have to like run and go kill a Templar, and like time trial too. I hate time trial. Fuck time trial.
Yeah, I don't like time trial.
Like, it's so stupid. Like that's
I don't like games with instant fail states, like stealth. Like if you get spotted,
Yeah.
you instantly fail. I wish it was you get spotted, you have to go do this other thing to make up for you getting
that's why
spotted.
Dishonored is so good.
Yeah, that's why I like Dishonored. I love Dishonored.
Yeah.
I beat Dishonored, dude. I mean,
That's another game I need to fucking play.
to be honest, Dishonored, I kind of really didn't like the story. Not much
Yeah, I
to
skip all the
it.
cutscenes.
Really?
The story was
I
alright.
skip every
Story-
cutscene in every video game now. Unless it's Batman.
Why?
Unless it's
What?
Batman. Unless it's Batman. I like Batman's cutscenes because they're short, they're simple, shit happens,
But wait, why every game?
and they don't look like ass. I hate. I get. I
If
don't.
you
I
ever
don't feel
play-
immersed.
If you ever play Rise, you can't skip the cutscenes because the cutscenes are the game because that game is a story.
Well, obviously not games like LA Noire and shit. Like.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Spec Ops: The Line?
Spec Ops: The Line? Yes, I didn't.
Did you skip the cutscenes?
Their
You need to finish it.
their cutscenes were live action, weren't they? Like they were like in the game,
No.
weren't they? Not live action like real actors. I mean,
Oh,
like, they were like
game rendered.
yeah, instead of like cinematic.
I think so. Yeah. No, so you prefer game rendered
Yes.
rather than cinematic?
Yes.
Okay.
But
So you
Well,
won't
think-
skip it if it's game rendered.
it's not that I won't skip it. It's honestly the first few cutscenes I see. If I don't like the way they're going with them, then I'll fucking start skipping them.
Oh, okay. I
Oh,
see,
by
I
the
see, I
way,
see.
I was looking at Slender: The Arrival. I was looking at the reviews, and the one of them is recommended 1.5 hours on records. On record, I shit so many bricks I could rebuild the Great Wall of China. 10 out of 10.
You can make it the Amazing Wall of China.
I was watching Idiot Abroad.
It's a great show.
And the first episode is the Great Wall of China, and I
Yep.
learned. Do you remember the fact, Riker?
Which the fact.
The fact that the Great Wall of China is not as old anymore because it's been rebuilt in the 80s.
Oh.
It got
he's like,
rebuilt?
yeah, it's got restored completely. Like barely any percentage of it is left. It's actually from the
Yeah,
old, like
just at
thing.
the ends are left.
And the dude's like, it's like,
Wow.
what? This fucking, yeah, like everybody's coming here to see this fucking wall, and it's a fucking wall from the 80s. Oh man, he's like, you can go to North London and see a fucking wall from the 80s.
Yeah, dude. He makes so many stupid but true statements.
He's
it's
so
great.
racist and so like dumb. I love him.
But he's so right. I mean,
Yeah.
he's an idiot, but he's
Wait,
not
who?
wrong.
he's
The
the
guy in
Gavin.
Idiot Abroad.
Yeah, he's the Gavin. He's the one that Bernie and them always compare him to. God, what's the main guy's name? Okay, I want to see. Ricky Gervais. Ricky
The
Gervais'
original
show.
Michael Scott.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Ricky
okay.
Gervais, and then damn, let me search him up. Idiot Abroad. Carl Pilkington. They always compare Gav to Carl Pilkington because he's like the British guy who's like fucking kind of lightheaded, you know?
Kind of fucking idiotic and retarded.
Yeah, and he says crazy shit off
Yeah.
the wall, you know, like. It
Yeah, I love that show. I watched all of it.
Yeah, TJ, you should
Yeah.
watch it. You'll definitely see if you like Gavin's humor, then you'll definitely like that show.
That show is all.
Yeah. They send Carl Pilkington, so they basically send Gavin around the world to all these places to see like the Seven Wonders or whatever, and yeah,
And just have them just
his
crap
journey
on
his
it.
journey is just fucking amazing.
Yeah, and he just shits all over him too.
Yeah, he's the
He
most-
doesn't
he's like-
want to travel. He just does.
yeah, he's like so miserable. Like,
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't
Man.
want to go to China. He doesn't
then-
want to go to anywhere. He's
and then
just
you have Ricky Gervais and the other guy. What's the other guy? Scott Ian?
And the other guy?
I don't know what the
Michael
other guy's
Scott.
name. Michael Scott. Okay, I don't know why I said Scott
Oh,
Ian.
No, I don't know
is
that.
it-
That's not his name, Michael Scott.
It's
That's
not
from
his
The
last name?
Office. That's from The
Michael
Office.
Scott is from The Office.
Oh,
But doesn't he play the original, the
you have-
British version?
yeah, the British version was
What
the
Michael
original.
Scott? Oh, that guy.
But you have the
The British version of The Office. That guy.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know.
He's
He
in it,
was
that's
also
what he
in he was also in that movie where nobody
got. Lies.
can tell
yeah,
a
but
lie.
he
Yeah.
can, and he makes up
Yeah.
religion. Oh my god.
Yeah,
dude.
dude, that was hilarious.
love
Stephen
that
Merchant.
movie.
These are the 4 commandments. 3 tablets. There is a big man in the sky. What? I don't see him. Well, you can't see him. Well, why can't we see him? Because he's in the sky. So if we get a telescope, can I see him? No, he's invisible. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, can he come talk to us? No. That movie's hilarious. We have to
Yeah,
watch
dude,
that.
it's
What is
great.
it? What's it
I've
called?
only seen half of it.
I can't remember the name of the movie.
I only saw the last half of
Is
it. I
it
think.
is it a Monty
But not
Python
even all.
film?
No.
No.
Sounds like Monty Python.
Nah.
They made a Monty Python reference.
Uh,
He instead of like the 3 tablets that Moses bring down, he writes them on the back of pizza boxes. and he's like, God has spoken to me and given me these tablets. Are those pizza boxes? He's like, yes, the pizza boxes. It was all I had. You ate 4 pizzas. Yes, I ate 4 pizzas.
the
Something
nine
like that.
the Nine Commandments is it called?
No. Hold on. What's
The Invention of
movie
Lying.
Where
The Invention of Lying,
Yes,
2009, yeah.
yes.
Ricky Gervais.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, it only has 3 stars. That's so disappointing.
What are you talking about? On
On
IMDb,
IMDb?
it has 6.4.
On IMDb.
It has 6.4 on IMDb. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's weird. Because when I go back, it has 3 out of 5, and then when I click forward, it's 6.4 out of 10.
Less.
That's weird. What?
It's not bad.
IMDb, come on, get your stuff
Get
together.
your shit
Wow.
going.
Oh shit, Louis C.K.'s in that. Oh,
Is he?
It's
yeah,
a good
and
movie.
Tina Fey.
Yeah, Tina Fey. It's a good
Damn.
movie.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty
I'd
good.
like to
It's-
watch it
it's
again.
funny.
I haven't seen it in forever. I mean, are we just
Yeah,
not
we
gonna mention that Jonah Hill is in it?
Well, I don't find Jonah Hill that funny. I mean, he's good, but
You didn't like him in.
I loved him in Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't seen.
I loved
21
him in
Jump
21
Street or
Jump Street too.
Superbad. I haven't seen either of those movies.
Superbad.
Superbad. I
Oh
haven't
yeah,
seen-
he's great
I
in
haven't seen-
Superbad.
Yeah.
I only saw like half of Superbad, I think.
I,
Have y'all ever seen Drill Bit
real bit. No.
with Owen Wilson?
Owen Wilson. No.
I don't think so. Is that where he's like in the beginning of the movie where he's running behind a school bus, and then the smoke he turns from a young kid to like a high school kid? No?
That's Spider-Man.
What?
What are you talking about?
No, that's not Spider.
Have you guys
think
ever seen
That's not
Idiocracy?
Called Drill Bit Taylor.
Drill Bit
No,
Taylor.
I haven't seen.
Drill Bit Taylor. Oh no, I haven't seen this.
I liked it, I guess. Probably wouldn't like it if I watched it again. Because I didn't.
Wait, is that who I think it is on the cover? That's
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson. Okay. I don't know if I like Owen Wilson. He's
Do you like him as much as you like Des Moines, Iowa?
well, I mean, he's better than that black guy.
Wow.
Wait, Denzel Washington?
Well, he's not as good as that. No, no, the black guy.
speaking of black
The-
guys.
no, Denzel Washington is the other black guy. I'm talking about the black guy.
Morgan Freeman.
Samuel L. Jackson.
No, yes.
Wait, he's
Yeah.
better than Samuel L. Jackson.
No. I said Samuel Jackson. I meant to say Owen Wilson's not as good as that black guy.
Speaking of black guys, have you guys ever seen Idiocracy?
Mm-mm.
Alright. It's-
Idiocracy.
It's a movie about a guy who wakes up 5 centuries in the future and everybody's really stupid. And Terry Crews is the president, and like
Everybody's really stupid.
everybody's like really retarded, and he's the only one he's like an average dude who's like not really smart, but they find him very smart, and like it's a fucking good movie.
Bro, I want to see. We gotta watch all these movies now, man.
It's the hide your kids, hide your wife guy. There's a meme that says Idiocracy. Once a funny movie, now a probable future. It's so true. This world is
I gotta see that movie too because I've been wanting to watch
As
it
a-
again for a long time because I don't remember
as a
anything.
person
Let's watch it then.
who deals with the public 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. I think it's safe to say that 90% of the world is an idiot.
Is an idiot. One single idiot.
Yes.
Aliens
They all-
aliens drive
nine-
by our planet and they're like, oh, that's idiot.
Exactly. That's 90% idiot.
It's like those missions in Mass Effect where you fucking roam the planets looking for minerals. It's like,
Yeah, it's like you
99%
scan. You scan. Do. Calculating. Idiot.
Oh, man, I've never
It's like,
played Mass Effect.
okay.
Wow, Riker. I never played Mass Effect.
I played part of 1. I played through 2 and I played through 3. I tried to go
So
back
you
and like
played
do
all of
one
Mass
save.
Effect?
No, I played part through 1 and 2. I didn't finish 2.
I mean, I played part of them. I just did like play them. I played like part of 2 maybe. Oh, why you do this?
I hope you're not sharing your screen, TJ.
Why you do this?
What do you mean? Oh.
Nothing. Nah, nothing.
Why you do this to me? Oh my god.
That is just so perfect.
I mean,
You just
You're not wrong.
interrupted the podcast with pussy.
Yeah, really.
are we not over? We're like 4 hours or some shit. Like,
Nah, man, we're not over.
how long are we?
Oh my god.
We are coming on strong on 2:47.
Damn, almost 3 hours. That's good. That's good.
What is
That is
the
good.
sauce, please?
Authentication code. I don't have an authentication code.
Check your
What?
spam. Check all.
You want source?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There's a source.
Yeah, I got source for you.
Yeah. Source it up.
It's only
Sauce
8
it up.
minutes.
I mean.
So.
So you need what?
V.
That was an arrow pointing down at the link, please.
God damn it, fucking X video.
Yeah.
So the quality is like 10 times as worse.
Yeah, it's not 60 FPS. Did you get that on 60 FPS? The
Yeah,
subreddit?
60 FPS porn. Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. That's a good subreddit. Not gonna lie.
Damn, you wouldn't. She's real skinny though. I didn't think you would be
Alright,
into
let's
this.
end this. We're fucking like. I didn't watch the source. I just fucking looked at the GIF a few times.
Oh,
Bloop, bloop. A few times. It's such a perfectly looped GIF.
I mean,
the fuck is this gif?
Like, is he not gonna take his pants off?
That's
They
the
are
funny part.
definitely having sex. I mean, he is definitely
she's
still
not gonna
wearing his
take-
jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I mean, it just looks uncomfortable.
mean, not to me, but you know, to each
I like
his
how the
own.
door's cracked. You know there's somebody looking in,
I like how it looks like they're in the back of a warehouse.
right? I like how it's like it starts with a zoom in or a close up, so you're like, oh,
Did you notice that the clock's not moving?
yeah, it is.
Probably not on.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
The clock's
Little
not
hand is
moving.
moving, man. I see it moving, man.
No, it's not moving.
Fuck you, man. It's moving, man.
No,
I'm gonna watch
it's
the
not
actual
moving.
source and see if it's motherfucking moving. And if I fucking prove you wrong, you fucking get suck my dick. All right.
The second hand. Like, we had those clocks in the school.
They're in like a. Oh, that actually looks like the AV fucking cart behind them. It
This
is.
That's a school.
Yeah, they're in a school, man. What the fuck? Have
Wow.
some respect.
This source, the
Found it?
Emily, oh my
Emily Bloom?
god, the one with the pussy touching link. It's like,
All right,
An
we need to end the
artsy gun.
podcast.
okay, yeah.
I think it's
Turn it
time
off.
to end.
All right. Thank you for watching.
Yep.
We appreciate it.
Porn.
Hey.
The internet is for
This
porn.
one's a little late, but about what is it? 3 weeks late so far.
Yeah,
Yeah, 3
I mean
hours
we
for
we,
3
we
weeks.
kind of made up for it.
I think so. 3 hours of your time.
I mean, yeah.
I wanted to say with these words, question your government. Bye, guys.
Question your
Bye.
government. Bye. Good talk.